Hello and welcome to number 38 of the Digital Homicides Streamcast. Today's topic will be the Steam Awards 2022, and with me, as always, my friend Lothar. So let me get him right in. Hi, Lothar.
Everyone.
Hello. All right, so here we are to the first Streamcast of 2023, actually. So yay, Happy New Year.
Yes. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas if you are an Orthodox.
Oh,
Happy
yeah,
Chinese New Year.
yeah. Exactly. Happy everything. So,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about one of our favorite awards, the Steam Awards, which always shows good decisions, good choices, um, how the Steam users see gaming and stuff. So, all right, so let's start. Best game on the go, which is basically everything that runs on the Steam Deck. And yeah, sorry for the flickering. I cannot fix that. I have no idea what is causing that. I tried to fix it, but if it gets too much, yeah, okay. Stop flickering. God damn it. Yeah, everything from that side. That's so weird. And I don't know how to fix that shit. And that's super annoying. Yeah, that's I have to transmit you with NDI and not with my capture card. That's the problem. I guess. But yeah. Now it's fine. See? It's okay. Stop flickering! Yeah, I have no idea. So I don't see any way to fix that. So yeah, sorry for the flickering.
Maybe different scene can work.
Nah, I already tried that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Nah, I have to. The problem is if I capture it with the capture card, I cannot capture everything because my OBS is on the right screen and the rest is on the left screen. So showing both without the way to merge it the way I do it now it's not working any other way. So that's mostly the problem. Because what we see is on my left monitor. So the Steam stuff in the background is on my left monitor, and Lothar and the scene and the animation, that's all on my right monitor. So yeah. Well, anyway. So best game for the Steam Deck. The choices, yeah, kind of interesting. Yu-Gi-Oh!
So, two of those games is basic games.
Yeah,
Somehow,
pretty much.
I
Yeah.
have no idea why.
Well,
One person. Yeah.
those games should work. I mean, this is a card game. This is a card game, kinda. Also, phone game. Potato.
Yeah, they basically, one of them at Marvel Snap is, as far as I know, from one of the person who created, at least worked on Hearthstone.
Mhm.
That person ain't working with Blizzard anymore, and now that person made
Okay.
and
Well,
apparently that person know what make this game popular. But I don't like neither Snap or Master Duel.
I didn't play either
Oh.
of them. I mean, I checked out Snap because I didn't hear about it, but yeah, it's just not my type of game, so Potato and Vampire Survivors are basically the same game, or really similar.
I don't know about, But when it comes to Vampire Survivors, best thing about Vampire Survivors, it's available here.
Yeah.
So yeah, even if you don't have a Steam Deck, you can play it on the go.
Hmm.
Like Marvel Snap.
Yeah, and Death Stranding,
Is
where
Marvel Snap available actually here?
oh, that flickering is pissing me off. Really pissing me off.
You're not alone.
Hmm. Well, I do have an idea how I can slightly fix that, so only you flicker. That's one way. No, that's not.
Okay, yeah. Marvel Snap and Yu-Gi-Oh available on the phone as well. So we don't have something like Steam Deck to play Death Stranding.
Oh, Death Stranding is a whole different thing. You cannot play that on your phone.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Yeah. I mean, that category is not meant for games that you can play on your phone. So,
Yeah, I know, self-explanatory.
okay, now
Oh,
let's do this that way.
Dad. When I flickers, my voice cutting out.
Hmm. I don't know why and when that happened. I think with the new version of OBS or something. How do I fix that? Yeah, there's another way to fix that at the moment. I can just make the rest not flicker and well, you flicker.
Yeah, but when I'm flickering, my voice cutting out for the stream.
Yeah. Yeah, I cannot really do anything against that at the moment. That's the problem. God damn it, that sucks. The year start. Oh, that's the wrong keyboard. Dang it. Yeah, that's shit. Annoying. Hmm. Yeah, there's no way for me to fix that. That's the problem. Oh, and the resolution is also not working. God damn it! The year starts really well. Awesome. God damn it.
Yeah, looks like I'm not going to talk a bunch, at least during my flickering.
How can I get you? Uh,
Can you just basically cut out my video?
yeah, that's my idea, but that's not working. That's a problem. Nah,
Yeah, I get it.
that's not working. The problem is I can only with the capture card I can only capture one input. So it's either my left or my right. So if I only capture your camera, I cannot show my desktop. But that's the problem. If I
Yeah, let's just cut me out and left me as a voice.
okay, let's uh okay, yeah, but then there's no way for me to tell if you come through or not. So I can't tell that.
Yeah, that's the problem. And I can see me flickering or not.
Yeah, but the flickering is gone because I capture my desktop now. But you have to check if you get transmitted or not audio-wise. I cannot check that. But now I have to resize the desktop here.
Yeah,
But you have to talk to see if you cut out or not.
yeah, I get it. I will get a notification if I'm not going. If my voice ain't.
Okay, I think I
If
got
I'm
it.
cutting out. So far, I've been told that's it's not a problem right now.
Yeah, but I also now have
Ooh.
I have nothing from that's shit. Oh god. Yeah, start the year. Awesome. I should have this here. Yeah, okay, there we go. That there's at least a little bit going on here on stream. And I think I had a screenshot of you or something. Hmm. Didn't I have a picture or something? I know I have something that I used on my stream PC, on my game PC, but not on my stream PC.
Technical difficulties, people.
Damn
Have
it.
patience with us.
Ah. I just placed that here. So there's something on stream. It's my old avatar.
Okay, you're going to be talking to yourself.
No, not really. Oh, wait, let me add something more.
Oh yeah, I can cut out my camera basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh wait, I wanted this here. Huh? Uh. Oh, I don't have. Oh, they put that key over here. What the hell? Nope, that's wrong. I had to search where that key is because it's normally on the left side next to Y, and they put that on the right side at the bottom. What the hell? Oops. There we go. Oh, that's Lothar.
Told you you're going to be talking to yourself.
Nah, it's not myself. Do you see the stream? All right.
Yeah, I'm looking a bit like you.
Okay, let me cut this off here. Don't need that shit. Don't need that shit. Oh, come on. Really? Why did you resize it now, you piece of shit? Oh my god, seriously, I hate that. Why did it resize it now?
Who knows? But definitely we cares.
Rage. That the right
And we
size?
didn't even start yet properly.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. We didn't even start to rent. Why does it show this? Okay, I'm not gonna resize that now again. Okay, so yeah, sorry.
Well,
Yay!
at least you in a rage already.
Oh yeah, yeah. And wait, I have to do something else because some idiot already was blocked. So let
Yeah, I
me
saw that.
do this here and that here.
I tried to do that, but somehow I didn't find how.
You just
Uh,
click the name. You just click the name
yeah,
directly and it opens another window.
yeah, I saw that window. I basically glanced over this dot.
But yeah, Y-Spot. Yay! Okay, so yeah, Death Stranding is the only real game in here that normally needs a PC. And that's also the reason why it's the only game that you cannot play on a phone. So, well, obviously that won. Well, it's not a typical mobile game, and I guess that's the reason why it won, actually. But that's so weird. Normally I look to your side to look at you, but you're not there anymore. So, yeah. Yay, Death Stranding. I mean, it's a cool game. I'm not sure if I would want to play this game really with first with a controller and second on a freaking mobile device.
I played Death Stranding on the controller, and it's pretty comfortable.
Yeah, but on a mobile with a small screen.
Yeah, on the mobile is a completely different thing. I don't know. It's still as wrong as playing Metal Gear on a portable device. I know that there are Metal Gear games that made for portable device,
Hmm.
but the problem is it was made for portable device.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker and Metal Gear Solid's how what is Portable Ops or Spec Ops. They was made with PSP in mind.
Hmm.
They was made in smaller with smaller maps and with always on timers. Well, always on when you playing at timers, like in Metal Gear Solid 5. And that's why I don't like those timers in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Hmm.
They directly taken from Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker.
Yeah, I'm also not the
But Peace
biggest fan.
Walker specifically made for you to drop in and out. While something like I don't know, it's basically a Kojima game, so it requires a lot of concentration and whatnot.
Hmm.
Specifically, if you want to, specifically if you want to get with the plot.
Hmm. Yeah, I still need to play um 5 again and really get into it because the last time I played it, I don't know, I didn't really feel it. It wasn't bad, but
Play it offline.
huh?
Seriously, play it offline. When you connect to the game, choose that you're going to play offline.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because if you'll start playing online and then turn into offline mode, you will lose more than a half of all of your resources.
Yeah, no, I'm not playing games like that in an online mode. I'm really not a fan of that. So, oh my god, seriously, why? Ah, it was the wrong keyboard again. Damn it! Oh my god, seriously. Worst stream of the year.
It's just the start. We
That's to
still have a whole year to get worse.
mess up. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The problem is the resolution is not right, and I have a hard time really setting that up.
It's readable, and
Yeah,
it's
I know, but
definitely better than flickering.
the scaling is not right. That's the thing.
Yeah, okay, scaling can.
Anyway, let's move on because we're already 20 minutes in and that didn't even move up from that game. Okay, so nice game. Okay, yay, have fun on the Steam Deck. Sit back and relax games. Yeah, so the Skywalker Saga was in the votes. Power Wash Simulator, Dreamlight Valley, Dove Romantic, which is funny that they didn't chose an English name for that. And Slime Ranger 2. I
don't even know about Dwarf Romantic, honestly.
It's a town landscape kind of building game. It's like a simulator, and you have different tiles, and basically the world gets created the way you play. So you choose the tiles, set them, and that's how rivers and streets and whatnot get created. So kind of like a town builder, or I don't know what you want to call it, or a city builder game, puzzle simulation. So pretty interesting concept. I saw a survival game that's in the making at the moment. I don't remember the name, where you play an Indian and basically also you build a house and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a bit different story, so it would work better with a cowboy. But anyway, you also choose blocks of the world, and that's how the world gets created. So interesting concept. I still have to try Dreamlight Valley. I think it's on Game Pass. But I was kind of surprised that a third-person action game won a sit back and relax category. I was kind of surprised to see that in here, at least. I mean, it started with that.
It's a Lego game, so it's kinda understandable. But yeah, I expected that either Power Wash or Slime Rancher would win.
Yeah, true. That would have made more sense because, well, it's more chill
Power
than.
Wash is oddly relaxing game. Despite the premise, it's oddly relaxing. Yeah, you're basically doing a chore. Something that most of the people don't wanna do in real life. But still, it's oddly freaking relaxing.
Yeah, I would rather do that in real life, cleaning somebody's driveway or some shit. But I mean, I do like those videos when you see that sometimes, totally dirty roof or whatnot, and after a guy did a free job there and cleaned that, it looks like a freaking new house. So I mean, I kinda see the appeal of it. I never tried it, and I don't think that I will. It's in the same category that like lawnmower simulator. So
Yeah, basically.
yeah,
When
Slime Rancher is pretty chill, but can also have a lot of action in it. So for me personally, yeah, Power Wash Simulator would have been definitely a better choice. But this for me is a third-person action game. Yes, it's kind of chill and a couch game and stuff, but it's still kind of an action game and not really.
it's still a Lego game. Stakes are really, really low.
Yeah, but still, you're fighting constantly, so it's not like you're just walking around exploring and stuff. You fight the whole game, so through the whole freaking Star Wars saga. So
Yeah, okay, that can be kind of stressful.
yeah, so from those choices, that would have been my definitely last choice. So
No, it wouldn't be my last choice, but yeah, it wouldn't be my first pick because I voted for Slime Rancher.
Hmm. Oh well. All right. Outstanding story-rich game. Yeah. So you could choose between Plague Tale Requiem, Uncharted Collection, which, yeah, for me personally is not even. It's not even half of all the games that are related to Uncharted, so pointless for me. Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe and Spider-Man Remastered. Well, and God of War. Since the Game Awards, I'm kinda, I don't know, when I hear God of War, I slightly get the shivers, not in a good way. That dude's 7-minute speech killed the whole franchise for me. I'm so not motivated to even start this game again, and I want to because I didn't finish it yet. So, but I really don't want to hear his voice.
I might eventually buy it because for some reason, key for God of War. First, I can buy it on PC, but that's a different story. But key for God of War cheaper than Spider-Man key.
Okay.
And cheaper than Miles Morales key.
Yeah, Spider-Man is also kind of weird because I think Spider-Man and Miles Morales were released as a package on the PlayStation and on PC.
I think they're still selling separately.
Yeah, but when you bought Spider-Man, you got Miles Morales extra. Good. I think you might be able to just buy Miles Morales, but if you buy Spider-Man, as far as I know, you get both games. Anyway, PC players have to pay more. But yeah, I mean the story is good in God of War. The voiceover is not bad if you can listen through the boy, because that's really, oh my god, no wonder that became a meme, because whoever wrote that, they definitely used it way too often. And the boy actually does have a name, but yeah, well.
Spider-Man and Miles Morales selling separately.
On PlayStation?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I read somewhere that it was a package. Okay,
Maybe
well.
they selling a package now, but originally separately.
Okay. Alright, well. Yeah, it's definitely both games I definitely want to have. Miles Morales is the shorter one of both. But yeah, they look...
I played Spider-Man Remaster.
Yeah.
Action-wise, great. Story, dog shit. I
Yeah.
have no idea why it's a outstanding story-rich game. Now, seriously, listen to me. They made Norman Osborn a Trump. No, literally, Trump. They turned Norman Osborn, a freaking scientist who created Green Goblin and all his gear, into Trump.
Well, I don't know him from the comics, but in the movies they also already kind of pictured him like a super rich guy who doesn't give much about others. So
yes, but first and foremost, Norman Osborn is a scientist. He knows his shit.
yeah, true. Still, can be an asshole. Just look at Elon Musk. I mean, he does know a thing or two, but he's the biggest narcissist that's running around at the moment. He knows everything better.
One thing when you're a freaking narcissist. Second thing, when writers specifically write you to be as dumb as Trump. Not a narcissist. Not a person who disregarding others because of their position or intellectual capabilities. They write him exactly like Trump.
You had to add the dump part to it, because Trump is still kinda a rich guy and stuff. So yeah, he's dumb, but that's would not be the first. Well, it's one of the first associations with Trump, but Trump is not Well, he's an idiot, yeah, definitely. But that I didn't think you mean the dump part. But yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I get you. Yeah, that makes no sense.
Spider-Man Remaster is an awful Spider-Man story.
I mean,
This is modern story related to modern politics that going against Spider-Man characters.
yeah, the Spider-Man games that I played in the past, every story is kinda stupid. The games live more from
It's
the
stupid even for Spider-Man story.
yeah, but it normally lives from the interactions in the world and stuff. I mean, yes, there's a big plot, but
Oh,
yeah, it lives
interactions
more
are
from the
limited.
smaller part. And I think
All interactions are limited.
yeah, but compared to the Batman Arkham series, for example, it's a whole different
Compared to
beast.
Batman Arkham's... Let's put it like this. Compared to Batman Arkham series, in Batman Arkham series you have big open world with a ton of collectibles. If we're going to Arkham City, a bit too much collectibles,
Yeah, maybe.
different challenges and whatnot.
And Spider-Man
Spider-Man,
is more is not open
have
world or
it.
what?
No, it's open world, but it's very limited.
Huh.
All of those activities have event tokens related to them, and you use those event tokens to get upgrades for Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And once you done the random event, it's not like goons will respawn or something. Once done, it's done. That's it.
Wait a second. I just saw that I got a new sub. Holy shit! Uh, uh, I hope that person is in a stream the next few days or something. Okay, yeah, somebody subscribe to the channel on tier 3. Thank you! I just saw that was 2 days ago. I wasn't even streaming. Damn.
Ah,
I
okay.
would not have guessed that I would ever get a tier 2 sub, even less a tier 3 sub.
Hey, congratulations.
That's freaking awesome. Alright, so yeah, Spider-Man is still on my list, but not too high. I will get it eventually one day. Maybe it's in humble
I
choice.
played it. I played it by completely legal means. Thank you, Sony, and fuck you as well. But I might buy God of War because it's kinda cheap.
Yeah,
When it
so
comes to Uncharted Collection, yeah, I played Uncharted 4 on PlayStation 4 like 2 hours of it. And I found it kinda interesting and good.
yeah, I would
And
really
when
be
it comes to
interested. But the problem for me is even though they say you don't need to know the other games when you want to play this, there's
you
still
want to play it from the start, as well as I am.
that's the thing, because there are characters that you know from the other games. Yes, you might get to know them in this game, but if you already have the backstory of everybody, you just start playing the game. Oh yeah, I know this guy. Oh yeah, I heard of this. Oh yeah, I played that. And now with the knowledge that there are already 3 games before that, and you start this, you do have situations, or you will have situations where you're like, huh? Who is that? Why is that happening? What's going on here? So I was
And
really
yeah.
looking forward to that because, well, it's a Tomb Raider kind of game, and yeah, but no, I'm gonna
It's a
skip
Tomb
that.
Raider that came out when Tomb Raider wasn't coming out.
Yeah, basically in the kinda break they took years ago. But yeah,
Yeah, I get what you're talking about. Specifically,
Play.
sometimes you can see how characters even developed in between games. So
Mhm.
how characters was in the first game, then how it got a bit developed into the second game. Then the third game, developers decided, that's it, he's going to be like this. And you can see how character growing and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit
You
like the new Tomb Raider series. If you don't play the first one and start with the last one, the whole growth and evolution of her from a young woman who never held a gun or whatever, to a badass female with a bow and whatnot and killing guys and stuff. So kind of similar.
Gonna be honest with you, I had this disconnect in the first game as well, cause I was there running there, firing, hitting headshot after the headshot, and Lara was like, "Oh my god, I killed the man only in the first 5 minutes after me hitting those headshots."
Yeah.
So yeah, I still had this disconnect.
Yeah, for me, who played basically every Tomb Raider game that ever came out, besides Angel of Darkness, because that's the unplayable mess. I tried it several times. It's shit. Yeah, it took me a while to adapt to the fact that she is not the Lara that I knew. She didn't look like it. She didn't play like it. But I got used to it. But I still need to finish the second and then play the third. I still did not do that.
I didn't adopt that. But yeah, Plague Tale Requiem.
Yeah, the problem with Plague Tale Requiem is you need to play the first game. If you haven't played the first game, you have no idea what's going on in this game. At the beginning, they expect you that you know the story. You have to know both characters and you have to know what and why the rats are going on. If you don't have that knowledge, you will not get it from the second game.
I know at least 3 streamers who dropped Plague Tale Requiem because it was unbearable.
Unbearable, why? I mean, I stopped at one point. I might continue. I'm not sure if I played on stream because it pissed me off at that moment, where the direction was not really clear what and how I can get past that area. And I tried it like 5 or 6 different times. And the rest of the game was fine. I didn't have that many issues. I like the look. It looks really, really good. The fights and stuff, well, you basically get an upgraded game from the first one. It's not as fantasy like as the first. It's a bit toned down when it comes to that. So no red tornadoes in a boss fight and shit like that. It's not a bad game. It might not be as good as the first one because that, oh yeah, rats, and the new thing kind of misses a bit. You do have more weapons, you have a bit more action and stuff, but well, it's not a bad game.
Okay, maybe it's not, but as far as I know, at least 3 people who I know, well, who I watched who I watch offline, dropped it with the words that it's kinda unbearable for them to continue.
Yeah, but what was the reason?
I know the word in Russia. I don't know. I have no idea how to put it into English.
Okay.
All I can say that it was unbearable for them. It's not like it was boring. It's not like it was a bad game. It was the better way I can put it. It felt like it dragging on and on and on, and getting.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay, I know what you mean. Yeah, it does have parts where it feels kind of stretched. Yeah, and I'm in an area where I'm in a cave, and there's a dude in one area. So I have to, and there are rats all over. I have to shoot a fire arrow next to that guy, so he is in light. Then I have to go around some rocky pillars or whatever. There's another wooden board where I can shoot another fire arrow for myself. And at that point, you do have some kind of bait that's related to smell. So you can throw it somewhere so the rats walk over there. I think 5 or 6 times, and I started to rage. And then I just had to end it. And I checked out in a video how it's supposed to be done, and I still don't fully get it. But yeah, if I get past that area, I might continue. But if I don't, well, then I don't give a shit. The thing is, I play through Game Pass. So get Game Pass, you can play both games, and yeah. Okay, Stanley Parable Deluxe, I definitely want to get that because it does add more areas, more jokes, and more Stanley. So yeah, definitely getting that, but it's too expensive.
I want to get it as well. And the problem is I didn't play the first one.
That's good.
So
that's good.
Don't know what to say about Stanley Parable.
Yeah.
I know that it's the game, story-driven game, but that's all that I know.
Some people don't get it. I read in the forum, somebody was like, "Can I not deactivate the narrator?" Well, duh. Basically, the whole game builds around and with the narrator. The narrator is the story. Do you know Antichamber?
I think I heard about it.
So in Stanley Parable, you sometimes go through a door and end up in a closet or something. Then you turn around and the door is gone and it's a walkway.
Oh yeah, okay, I get it.
So stuff like that happens the whole time in the game. And you have different endings, different things you can do, stuff that you can do over and over again, but every time you do it the same way, the outcome is a bit different. So it's kind of weird story. You try to get out of your office, basically. And it's fun.
But fun.
Yeah, you have to be up for a bit weird story. So, but yeah, God of War, yay! Congratulations. Moving on.
No congratulations from me. It was supposed to be Uncharted or Stanley Parable.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with that choice because it is a relatively long game. You have a lot of story and stuff.
Story is good or not, or outstanding or rich. Uncharted beats God of War in every cases of the story.
Maybe, but
all
I think
we have in God of War is angry man, not that angry and taken seriously.
Yeah,
in quotes.
But the thing is, God of War is a reboot, so yes, it makes sense to know who he was before, but if you want to enjoy this game, you better not know who he is. And you can start with that game without the knowledge. You get most of the knowledge at the beginning of the game. And for somebody like me who liked God of War's chain blades swinging around me and butchering people, that's just not this God of War. If you expect that God of War from PlayStation 1 or 2, don't get this game. You will be disappointed. I'm still disappointed after even over, I think, 30 hours or so playing the game. That stupid X pisses me off, and Ragnarok will not be a game that I want to get because that fucking X is the main weapon again. I mean, come on. It's a hack and slash game. I want to have different weapons to adapt to the different styles. You have one X.
And we had Devil May Cry not so long ago. Devil May Cry 5 not so long ago. Game that perfected the formula.
And Devil May Cry, I didn't get yet because I really don't want to fight with that motorcycle.
That motorcycle is optional.
I know, but just the fact that I can make my motorcycle a freaking weapon is that makes my head hurt. You know, it's
You
just
can put it out of your inventory slots.
yeah. Yeah, it has to do with logic for me. Okay, let's move on because yeah, time we almost 1 hour in. Okay, so best soundtrack. The choices.
Final Fantasy VII, I'm starting with that. Not Final Fantasy VII Remake, and that's all. I know who Final Fantasy VII Remake soundtrack, I can tell that it's not bad, but we have Persona 5, Metal Hellsinger, and Project Diva. Final Fantasy VII not even close to Persona 5 or Metal Hellsinger.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I do know the soundtracks of a few of the games because I saw them being played. Yes, Persona 5 is freaking cool. Well, Project Diva is a freaking music game.
Yes, and it's basically a compilation of community liked
Yeah, it's a shit ton of
Vocaloid songs.
yeah, it's a shit ton of music in there. I mean, without even going into details, but I think that this game alone has maybe as many tracks as all games combined.
Yeah, all
So
tracks of all those four games.
Sonic Frontiers, yeah, it's okay what I heard, but uh, I don't
I'd
know.
say that is the low-hanging fruit out of those 5 games.
Yeah, I would say so as well. Also gameplay wise, I don't know. I saw it and it looks like I don't know. It kind of looks unfinished somehow. Metal Hellsinger, even though I'm not really a metal fan, I do hear it sometimes, and in games it fits really often. Like Doom without some metal riffs is just not Doom, and well, it fits to hell and action and stuff. And this game, the soundtrack is part of the fucking gameplay. So that's
Yes, and if you basically put it into extent, it's as well as a rhythm game as Project Diva.
oh yeah,
But more brutal and with more bullet flying around.
yeah, it's 100% a rhythm game. If you don't hit and reload at the freaking right spot, it's getting harder and harder. It's not the easiest game, so but yeah,
Yeah,
pretty cool.
but it's definitely pretty satisfying when you get into the rhythm, when you can hear how song
Mhm.
getting more instrument than vocal hits, and you like, holy shit, I can hear a vocal. That's mean I'm on max multiplier.
Yeah, true. It's definitely if you're into metal music, it makes it easier because you kinda know more how the music works. You know, I'm an electronic guy, so I'm more with beats and bass and stuff. But yeah, well, it's a fun game, and also on Game Pass. That's why I played it. They released a freaking VR mod for this game with motion controls.
They also released how should I put tool to well, not tool, but a way to put your own songs into the game.
Yeah, I
They
don't,
made
I,
a
I, I don't,
couple of
I don't know if I even want that. The soundtrack in there is pretty cool. I mean,
well, yeah, they basically said that the base fit would be metal, but still, if you can you can try to put your own songs into that game.
yeah,
They released a couple of
the problem is when it comes
Mhm.
to streaming, then you have a problem because all those songs will all be copyrighted songs.
Yeah.
Because they want to have, I don't know, Highway to Hell and stuff like that in a game like that. I mean, I can kind of hear old school metal songs in that game, and that would be really cool. I guess if you're into metal, you might know a bunch of the songs that are in the game. I didn't recognize
I
any.
think all those songs are original songs for Metal Hellsinger.
That could be as well a bit similar to Beat Saber, where you also have your custom songs, but their own songs are definitely you can feel while playing that they are made for the game, and they're all pretty good. So, all right, well, you also chose Hellsinger, I think, right?
Yeah, I chose Metal Hellsinger because, well, Project Diva is basically a compilation of
Vocaloids, Hatsune Miku.
Vocaloid songs that you must hit the prompt at the right time.
You have
And
to be into that.
yeah, and Persona 5 basically it's not this year, well, last year game.
That's true. When you see it from consoles, it's already kind of old. So
Yeah, it's from PlayStation 3. Yes, it came out at the end of the life cycle of PlayStation 3, but it's from PlayStation 3 era.
it's really that's a PS3 game.
It worked badly on PS3, but well, not as badly. Okay,
I thought it was
it worked
PS4.
better on PS3 than GTA 5 worked on PS3.
Yeah, well,
But yeah,
okay, yeah.
it's a PlayStation 3 game that was ported on PlayStation 4, then was ported on PlayStation 5 and PC and Xboxes.
Okay. Oh yeah, talking about ports, just real quick, God of War is a really, really good Sony port, and Sony Studio and everything. Forspoken, that just came out, is a really, really shit port. And it's also not from Sony Studios, but it's a Sony exclusive. So, on the consoles, it's a Sony exclusive. It's not on Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Oh yeah, but one more thing.
Yeah.
In this year came out Soul Hackers from Atlus. Yes, soundtrack not as good as Persona, but it's still solid.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's not as memorable as Persona's soundtrack, and it's mostly samples. It's mostly background music, but still, it's not as bad.
There's that one song, I think that was Persona 5, that I think that plays when you get into the TV in that other dimension or something.
Yeah, I think I sent it to you on.
That song
Discord.
is fucking awesome. Alright, moving on. Best game you suck at. So the choices. I'm kind of surprised about GTFO. Didn't that come out, here, released 2021? Or was that finished last year? Because I think that was early access.
Looks like it's finished last year.
Okay.
I'm surprised to see here FIFA 23. You suck at FIFA because you didn't pay them enough.
Yeah, you didn't buy card packs for I read something about, I think 200 or 300 euros is what you might have to invest to get a really good team if you want to play online. But hey, this
you
is
suck at FIFA because you are poor, not because you are bad at this game.
This will be the very last FIFA game. There will never be another FIFA game.
There will be another FIFA game. FIFA announced that they will make their own game with a different studio in mind. But how they will make another FIFA game? They will make it exactly like EA doing it.
Yeah.
A fucking internet casino.
Well, I'm not sure if they will be able to. I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, the FIFA owns the name and everything, but they have to use a different name and put that as an addition, like Super Soccer FIFA something or so.
They can just scrap EA Sports and it will be just let's say Konami's FIFA, because Konami is still making Pro Evolution Soccer somehow.
I'm not sure, because you will think it is EA Sports, and that would be deceiving. So it's not that easy. Yes, they own the name, but everybody since 20 years or whatnot knows that FIFA comes from EA Games or EA Sports.
Oh, more than 20 years. I think I do remember FIFA 93.
I have no idea. 93? Nah, I don't think so. Nah, that gaming business wasn't that big back then. I don't think so. Mm-mm.
Let me check. Yes, FIFA 93.
Really?
Yeah.
On what system? On PC? NES? That was still Super Nintendo times.
Windows 3DO. What was that? Windows 3DO, Sega Mega Drive, Sega Gear, Game Boy, Master System, Super Nintendo, Amiga, DOS.
Okay.
And
All
yes,
right.
developed by EA.
Yeah, it was always developed by EA. So everybody knows that if the game is called FIFA, they will expect EA being the developer. And that's the reason why they will not be able to use just FIFA as the game name. They
Well,
have to
we'll see.
name it something like Super Soccer FIFA or World of
Super-
FIFA or whatever. They cannot just use it the way it is, I think. I'm not sure, but there might be legal issues. Because
we'll see if,
that would be
Electronic
deceiving.
Arts- yeah.
Everybody who would see FIFA 25 or 24 would 100% expect it being an EA game. And if it's not, maybe not the best idea. But, well, we will see. I don't fucking care. You could gift me that game and pay me. I would not play it. I played soccer games in the past with friends. Okay, yeah. But it was mostly stuff like Super Mario Soccer where you had special attacks and shit like that. But nah, soccer is also in reality the sport I dislike the most. Seriously, there's not one sport I dislike more than freaking football or soccer.
Because
And-
of the fans.
About everything. The sport is super boring. The fans are something special. I have not one friend who watches football or soccer. Not one. I never had. I never had friends who were into soccer. It's funny.
I have
Not even my dad. My dad, yeah, watches the World Cup, but he's not like, oh, Saturday, I have to watch that. No, he is more like now in winter sports when it is biathlon, for example, stuff like that. But soccer, nah, never. So I cannot remember seeing soccer once at home when I was a child. It was the first sport I started with the son of my mother's friend. And we both, after the first training, said, no.
I played it casually
Well,
with the friends.
we did in the break in school as well, but mostly with a tennis ball. And if we had to play soccer in gym class or sports class, yeah, I was mostly the goalie because I really didn't want to run around and play with a freaking ball.
Yeah, okay, I was mostly goalie
But-
as well.
You know, after the shit football training, we both went to ice hockey. So I played 12 years of ice hockey. I wouldn't watch it on TV because, well, just nothing I watch on TV. Most sports that I do, I don't watch, but some I actually watch because they give me some background, like snowboard or inline skate, stuff like that, where I can actually get something out of it for myself. Or mountain
Pay
bike.
attention, people. It's difficult topics.
Yeah. Okay, so that's just on the side. Okay, so GTFO, yeah, definitely a hardcore game. Not really my type of game. It's a DayZ kind of game, and I don't know. Victoria, well, I was kind of surprised about that, but it's also not the easiest strategy game as far as I know.
It's a paradox game. Of course, it's complicated as hell.
And that is the point of that category.
Yeah, But it's a different type of complicated. It's complicated not like what was that? Total War Warhammer 3. It's complicated in where the heck am I supposed to find this particular counselor? How should I send colonists? How should I make my country not go bankrupt in the first 5 minutes me playing as it?
Yeah,
It's complicated in that way.
it's more a diplomatic diplomatic strategy game than Total War Warhammer compared to each other.
Yeah, it's a spreadsheet game.
Yeah, it's more like Civilization. I think that's a game that gets closest to Victoria, maybe. And yeah,
Okay, maybe in a slightest, not really, but okay.
yeah. Well, in Civilization, you do basically similar stuff. And Total War, just to have a bit of a game that people know to compare it to. And Total War is, well, it's Total War, but that's more like Command and Conquer compared to that.
Yeah, but unlike Command and Conquer, it have elements like, well, basically Dune, when you have territory control.
Yeah, okay, that might be better game to compare it to. All right, well, moving on. Yeah, well, FIFA, yeah.
Somebody even surprised that the Elden Ring won.
I mean, I do see the reasoning for it for some people. For me personally, I'm still surprised that I'm 200 plus hours in the game, and I mean, I had some issues, but I would not say that I suck at that game, surprisingly. I mean, I'm not the best, but I still run around naked and take down bosses on first try, being 10 levels above me. So I don't think I suck at that game. But yeah, I voted for that.
Vigor.
For
Christ's sake, put points into Vigor.
Well, I voted for that because, well, obviously it's the hardest game of those, and a lot of people do struggle with it. I don't know why, but they do. Okay, moving on. So yeah, good choice. I'm okay with that choice, definitely. All right. That's the weird category. Most innovative gameplay.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird category.
In this case, I do want to read the text just to make sure we all understand what this category is about. So, the designers of this game are at the front lines of creative experimentation, bringing a fresh perspective and brain-breaking surprises. This game delighted, inspired, and entertained with newness never played before. Let that just sink in for a moment. So,
you can now stray.
So we have Mountain Blade Bannerlord, Mountain Blade 2, which already tells me there was already a Mountain Blade 1, which basically is a similar game.
3 games, basically. There was 3 games of Mountain Blade before that one.
Yeah, but it's still Mountain Blade. It's the same game. They updated, but it's not new. So
yeah, and to put it lightly, Mountain Blade, it's basically a strategy game, but you playing not as overseer who flying about, hiring unit and whatnot. You're one of those generals who must run around on the map, hire his own unit, maintain them, buy them food and whatnot, found companions, and eventually build your own kingdom.
Yeah, but it's pretty much nothing new. It's just updated what was already there before. So
in the most part, yes. This one have a story. So if we'll look in this part, Yeah, that's an innovation for Mountain Blade, but not.
Yeah, it's it's a evolution or innovation in that game series, but not for gaming because again we had that 10 years ago already. So Teardown, well, it's basically a deconstruction game. Yeah, you don't really have demolition games like that, so yeah, that kind of
It's
fits.
just the game to fool around.
Yeah, still, I mean, you
Yeah,
break down
I'm
stuff
not
and
saying that it's a bad game or how they made it is bad.
it's it
I'm just putting it back to what it is.
yeah, but it's still nothing that you normally see in other games. So
Yeah,
I can see that that is kind of something new. Also, nothing that we never had before, but maybe not in this way. Um, Neon White. Neon White is a parkour roguelike game combined with cards and stuff. So combines a bunch of games into one package and well, it is kinda new-ish and innovative in some sense.
let's just say that how they mixed it up makes it feel fresh.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely on my wish list. I definitely want to get that game. The aesthetics and art style is pretty cool, and I really
Same.
want to get that. Dome Keeper. Well, I don't want to call it a Terraria-like game, but it's kinda a Terraria-like game.
I would say it's something like RimWorld or Dwarf Fortress when you're maintaining the colony.
Yeah, it combines a bunch of games actually. Not sure if I would call it that innovative, but it innovates on that idea, digging in the ground, building new rooms and stuff. But you never go outside. It's all underground, and the only thing outside is the dome that you pretty much upgrade all the time to, well, destroy all the enemies that want to get inside to eat you. I know that because I just put it on my wish list. I read about it a few days ago, and it's a pretty cool game actually. I do want to get it. It's a bit like No More Oxygen. Was it No More Oxygen?
Oxygen not included.
Oh, Oxygen not included, exactly. It goes a bit in that direction. So
Well, again, like a colony simulator.
yeah, exactly. And then we have Stray, the winner, which is basically a point and click, in quotes, point and click adventure. You don't just point and click, you play with a controller, but you play a cat, and that cat is limited to where it can go. So you cannot jump on everything, you cannot go down from everything. So you do have spots where you can interact with the jump basically, and then you go somewhere. So you're really limited in that way already.
It's not as limited, but yeah, if we'll take it like that, yes, you can't jump from a greater high and you can't jump up on the greater high.
Yeah, but the premise of being a cat that can go everywhere is just not a thing. So it's
I
not
also,
open world like as you would expect from a game like this. I actually expected your cat, you explore, you go to places, you go through vents, go over pipes, and find new ways to get into areas and stuff, and that's not,
you
sadly, not
kinda
that.
have it in more open way, but yeah, I get what you're talking about.
It's less of that. It is a story game, and where you don't really point and click, but you have conversations and stuff. But the only thing new to it,
Dude, this story, developer just forgot about the story at the end.
okay, well that sucks.
Yeah, so the ending sucks.
Ah, okay. Now I'm even less interested. But holy shit, almost 100,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews. That's pretty good. But yeah, I think that's also the reason why. Let's compare. We have 170,000 reviews on Banner Alert, 60,000 on Teardown, almost 100,000 on Stray, less than 9,000 on Neon White, and less than 6,000 on Domekeeper. So those numbers alone, it's kind of surprising that Bannerlord didn't win, since it has almost twice as many reviews.
Yeah, I think I nominated Bannerlord, but voted for Neon White.
Well, I'm not really happy with that choice because it is not innovative. Besides being a cat, there's nothing innovative in this game. It looks cool. It's cyberpunk, and yeah, you play a cat and stuff, but I don't see any innovation there. It doesn't rewrite adventure games. So, all right.
Yeah, when it comes to exploration, it's pretty basic. So
It would have fit better in the outstanding visual style.
Yeah, definitely.
So, okay, let's talk about this. So, the choices. Scorn. I mean, that Scorn is an insanely good in quotes, good looking game that is not like any other world you see in other games. Without a question. Bendy, it's the same. You're basically in a well, it's not black and white. It's kind of sepia and black and stuff. It's a bit comic-like. Definitely a different look to your regular FPS games. Cult of the Lamb, pixel art. But to be honest, it does look cool, but it's nothing really new. Nothing we never saw before. So,
Yeah, Cult of the Lamb Steam looking decent.
It definitely looks cool and interesting, but, well, kinda isometric top-down view, and we did see that in several games already.
Okay, let's be honest. There's no possible way that Elden Ring could get here for the third time.
What here in outstanding visual style?
Yeah.
Well, it does look good for what it is, but for me personally, to be outstanding, it would have needed more. Like, I don't know, maybe RTX or something like that makes it look a bit more polished. It does look a bit outdated when you just look at effects and all that kind of stuff. So, would have... the choice...
What they done, it's more than enough.
Yeah, definitely. Compared to the other games before, definitely.
And
okay.
Compared to same Miles Morales.
Miles Morales does look really good. There's no question about that.
Then, yeah, when we go to texture quality, yeah, it's looking good. But when we compare what we have in Elden Ring to this game, even if we compare Devil May Cry 5 to this game is bland.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it does look good, but compared to Kena, absolutely no chance.
Compared to Kena, compared to Bandy, compared to Cult of the Lamp, and compared to Scorn.
Yeah, well, it doesn't do anything new. It's Spider-Man, and it looks good for Spider-Man, but yeah, compared to the others,
so like Spider-Man Remaster, that also listed in the same list.
Yeah, but if you know a Spider-Man game from 10 years ago, it just looks more polished, but it is still Spider-Man. I mean,
it's New York.
Yeah, so you've seen that several times in several games already, so to make it outstanding, meh. But the other games...
to people who live in New York, but it's ain't Gotham.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're kind of limited to what you can show and how you show it. But
yeah,
from that list, every game does something special to the look. Either by design choices or the art style or just the quality of the effects. I mean, Kena still does look like you're playing a freaking Pixar movie. and I do want to get it, but not that motivated anymore after I know more about the gameplay. So you're a bit more limited that you would expect from a game like this, and you definitely want to play it mostly for the look and the story, and secondly for the gameplay. So that's the reason why I will get it when it's really cheap. But for me, the game that is really the most outstanding when it comes to the look is definitely Scorn, without any question, by far from all the other games.
Yeah, compare. If we're gonna choose out of all those five, I'm gonna put Scorn as well. But for me personally, I would change Miles Morales to Elden Ring, just because.
Yeah, what makes if you take both of the games, definitely more consistent. And you can if you saw anything about Elden Ring and you see a screenshot from the game, even if it's a part that you never saw before, you might recognize it as being from Elden Ring. Spider-Man, well, show a screenshot of a New York part and it could be basically in a lot of games. So it doesn't make, if you don't see the character of Spider-Man, well, it's just a realistic looking town. So yeah, not happy with that choice. From those both choices down here, yeah, no, definitely not the one that would be on my list in front.
When Guardian of the Galaxy was released, is it the last year game?
I think so, yes.
Oh, damn it. I would definitely swap Guardian of the Galaxy with this game.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. Definitely, without any question. There's nothing that you've seen in any game before. And it looks fucking awesome. The performance is insane. Every character is modeled really nicely. Even if you know all the movies, it doesn't matter. Even if you don't know the movies. A friend of mine, haven't seen anything about Guardians, played the game, said awesome game, funny, cool story, and yes, it's a really good game from start to the end. And it's from Square Enix. I mean, published by them, but... And I think that might be the last game they ever produced. Alright, moving on. Better with Friends. So, we have Ready or Not. It's a tactical shooter multiplayer game.
Yeah. Unlike SWAT that inspired this game, this purely multiplayer.
Yeah. I didn't play it, so I can't really say too much about it. Monster Hunter Rise, I'm kind of tempted to play it on Game Pass, but I know the reviews.
Not play it, I will not buy it, because this game does not deserve 11 million sales that it got.
Yeah, well, it got that mostly because it's was on
Switch
consoles.
Game. They have no other Monster Hunter game. I even saw several reviews that was like, it's the only Monster Hunter I Switch, so I have no choice.
Yeah, exactly. So that explains that. It does have only around 42,000 reviews, so...
Oh yeah, and out of those 11 million copies, around 1 million sold on PC.
Yeah, but if you already have World, you have Monster Hunter World, that game just looks much better, it's much bigger.
It doesn't look better. Monster Hunter World was made for PlayStation 4 and Xbox and PC, and this one is a Switch port.
Yeah, exactly. So that kinda... World does look better.
Yeah, and what happened? I played demo of this game. Capcom had to patch demo of this game cause they released this game with broken shaders for AMD and Nvidia cards.
Yay! Yeah, I might try it. It's in Game Pass, so it doesn't cost me 1 cent, so I might try it. Multiversus, a free-to-play game that's basically a copy of what's it?
Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, Smash Brothers. And it's a pretty fun game. I played it with Baron. I didn't play it since because I'm not really that competitive anymore. But it is a fun game.
And I can't play. Thanks, Warner Brothers.
Yeah, well, you're not missing out. I mean, it's a fun game, but there are several other games like this. And funny enough, was it? I don't know, some other company also with several comic characters and stuff. I don't remember which one it was, but there's another game similar like this. Early access, $16. It basically is the same game like Multiverses, which is free. You do have a battle pass that you can buy, but you can unlock a lot of stuff with just the in-game currency that you get from playing. So if you just want to play a Smash Brothers game on PC, I would go with Multiverses. There's another game, but that just came out not too long ago, and I think it's still in early access. Knockout something, which is not 2.5D, it's a 3D game, so third person. All right, Modern Warfare 2.
Well,
the thing,
watching paint dry can be better with friends.
the thing that I have a problem with in that category, it says better with friends. So for me, that means a co-op game against the computer, not against other players. So PvE, not PvP game. So for me personally, Ready or Not and Modern Warfare don't fit into that category at all. Multiverses
is against bots.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
not like CS, it's PvE. But yeah, it's online only.
But the Ready or Not?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah, then that makes more sense. But a Modern Warfare is a purely PvP game, so yeah, sure, it's better with friends to fight against others because, well, talking and squad and stuff, but, well, I'm just not a Call of Duty fan anymore. For me personally, the winner, Raft, works totally fine. It's a fun game. I also still want to get that.
I actually was a bit surprised about Raft winning. I thought that we into fatigue for all those endless survivor crafting games.
Nah, not really. There's still several others coming out, still in the making and stuff. And Raft was in development for quite a while. At the beginning, you really just had your raft and could collect stuff and build your raft. Now you can go to islands, explore islands, build huge freaking rafts with houses on it and whatnot. So
and you can finish this game.
Yeah, I guess. I haven't played it, so. But it's a bit like Stranded Deep, but more related to being on the sea and less on the islands. So, yeah, definitely a fun co-op game that I definitely want to get to play with Baron, for example. All right, well, yeah, I'm okay with that winner. Moving on. And this is the category that pissed me off the most. I mean,
I'm gonna start with the classic. Dota 2 or any other Valve project have no place in Labor of Love category.
Well, it's not Valve putting the games in that category or
yes,
in
but
those
still
votes.
They have no place in there.
The thing is, that game is how old? Like 15 years or something? Or 10 plus at least.
Dota
and
2?
Yeah.
And
it's still, oh wait, I can just hover over it, it tells me. Released, yeah, it's 10 years. In July it's 10 years. So I don't play it myself, but I do know that they still update it, they still release new content. So, well, they do work on it since 10 years. What I'm really, really pissed about in this category, there was no way to choose Terraria, which is also 11 years old now.
Yeah,
which
that's actually really strange. I thought that I'm the only one who can't do that.
No, I mean, in that category, there is literally not one other game on the planet that gets more, longer, and better support than Terraria. Period. There's any other game that gets a lot of content comes far behind. And after Terraria, for me personally, at this point is definitely No Man's Sky. I mean, that game came out 7 years ago. It has more in it now that they actually promised on release. So they didn't just finish everything that they promised that the game will be. I mean, years too late, but everything for free. Not one paid DLC. All updates for free. Every update would be a paid DLC for a company like CD Projekt or Bethesda or whatnot.
I wouldn't
So-
put CD Projekt yet into this category, but Paradox for sure. Paradox like releasing new features that like not essential, but quality of life improvements and whatnot, and putting them behind the paywall.
Yeah, so okay, let's see. Okay, so Dota 2 Project Zomboid is also out for 10 years almost, 9.5 years. I still need to play it more. It's an insanely realistic and really, really hard zombie exploration game. If you want to hate yourself for playing a game, this is your choice.
Dwarf
Everything.
Fortress also an option. By the way, why it's not here?
Team Fortress?
No, Dwarf Fortress.
Dwarf Fortress. Because there is no labor of love for a game that just came out. Labor of love means a game that's out for a few years.
It's
and
20 years old.
not the Steam version. The Steam version is an absolutely, completely new game because it's not. Now it has graphics and stuff. There's even a mod that makes it 3D and stuff. What we have now is the real Dwarf Fortress. The other stuff was just on a website and with icons and whatnot and letters and stuff.
It's an ASCII style. It's a roguelike.
Yeah, but now it's a new game.
No. It's a
yes.
port of that game.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a game that just came out on Steam. It's not a game that counts as being out for 20 years. It doesn't matter what you did outside of Steam. When you come to Steam, that's the moment it counts. The rest doesn't exist for Steam. For Steam, only Steam exists, and that's a new game on Steam. In 2 or 3 years, when they still add stuff to the game and make it bigger and stuff, then it might be a reason to get into that category. Otherwise, well, it's on Steam, it's a new game. I know it's in making for 20 years, but what we got now is the actual game that everybody can play and enjoy now because it does have art style to it and graphics and stuff.
And a lot of quality of life improvements.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I was kind of surprised that they sold that many copies.
I was surprised as well.
They were surprised too. Trust me about that. But people were waiting for that for years, for decades, basically. I never really got into.
I put that into my wish list in 2018.
Yeah, I have it in my wishlist as well, but I never really got into the original because of that old school. Well, let's call it 80s roguelike style. That's just.
Yeah,
you know,
I get what you're talking about.
It doesn't matter how much depth it has and how much you can do and all that background stuff going on there. Way too much. I mean, Project Zomboid is in development for a long time. There was another game, Adam. I don't know how you say that. That's also in development for 15, 16 years or so. Also not on that
Unlike
list.
Dwarf Fortress, Adam is finished.
Yeah, okay, that's true. Yeah, they finished it a few years ago, but that was also in development for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 Days to Die is not finished, so that's also not it's also the reason why that is not in here. All right, No Man's Sky. Yeah, like I said, every update is the size of more than a DLC for other companies, and it's all free.
Yeah.
So definitely way ahead of Cyberprank. Deep Rock Galactic also came out in 2020. Still gets every 3 or 4 months they release a new season pass, which is free. There will never be a paid content DLC, only cosmetic DLCs, so all optional. And every single season, and we're in season 3 now, integrated new areas or new ways the biomes can be created. You have meteorites now that can drop down. You have new enemies, new missions to do. This game is insane. That's the reason why I voted for it, because that's labor of love. One of the best communities when it comes to co-op multiplayer. So, and then we have the shit game, still the worst game ever released. I just read a review of somebody.
That's the new game that I'm going to tell. It's not a labor of love. It's just basic fixing.
It's just basically trying to fix the game that was released 2 years ago. And the DLC, trust me, will not drop this year.
Oh,
they
yeah,
will not.
About DLCs. Oh, yeah, DLC. I'm sorry, I still live in 2020 when they said that will be multiple DLCs.
Nope. It's one.
Yeah.
And it will cost.
First of all, Cyberpunk on PC is broken. Not as broken as it was when it was released, but for me, this game at least was stable at 103. And with more updates on PC, I got the feeling that this game getting less and less stable. After 106, I never closed this game without an error. Every time when I closed it was an error screen like, hey, send an error report.
Okay.
But
I didn't.
Still ain't fixed.
I didn't play it again.
Yeah, and it started to pop up only after 106 for me. Next. CDPR happy how this game played on consoles, but they don't care about PC release, apparently.
Yeah.
Therefore, they put away core team out of the Cyberpunk and rearranged it into Witcher projects. And one of those was Witcher 3 next gen, which is also awful on machines that doesn't have RTX.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the reason for calling it next gen and not old gen.
Why basically broken the old lightning system? Why don't put it as an option in the game? Also, they completely broke collision. Collision is busted. It's worse than it ever been even in Cyberpunk.
Okay. I still need to play it, so I don't know. But the lighting, well, I don't know if they broke it. I cannot say anything about that. But you have a shit ton of options that you can change. So
something that I can tell you for sure. Character was wearing a bird mask on his face. Well, you know one. And this mask was floating. It was floating 2 fingers away from his elbow. Forehead. It was floating 2 fingers away from an elbow. Freaking hell, forehead.
Yeah, but that's not really a clipping problem.
Second, I have a cosmetic item called Professor Glasses. They
Mhm.
dancing on Geralt's face. They dancing. They can't sit on his face. They jiggling.
Okay, but that's weird.
Yeah.
But I cannot say anything about that. But that would have been the update came last year, right? Okay, but it came after the awards. That would have been more. Would have made more sense to put the Witcher 3 next gen upgrade in here than Cyberprank.
Yeah.
That would have made much more sense because,
And
well,
they
it's an
really
old
cared
game.
about Witcher 3. And
Yeah,
oh yeah,
definitely.
and again, CDPR had no idea what DLC for Cyberpunk would be because they scrapped several ideas for that DLCs. They cancelled it altogether, and after anime success, they decided to make it.
It's so weird. It's
And
yeah.
now we Russians getting a news that next DLC for Cyberpunk will be the biggest DLC they ever made.
Yeah, they will
Bigger
definitely
than
sell it for
Blood and
20 bucks.
Wine.
Bigger than that, yeah, okay. Then we will definitely pay at least 20 bucks for that DLC. And if you know how stupidly insane Ubisoft made Assassin's Creed Valhalla Ragnarok, which is basically standalone, but you need the base game for it. And that standalone DLC that needs the base game for it costs 40 bucks or so. It's basically its own game, unrelated to Valhalla itself. So if they would sell that alone, then I might be interested in Valhalla Ragnarok. But nah, that
But
pricing.
we'll have a
Nah.
new Assassin's Creed this year, as far as I know.
Oh, I'm looking forward to Mirage. Mirage is supposed to be back to the roots with a bit of the new stuff, but mostly how the first two Assassin's Creed games played.
If they'll get rid of those RPG mechanics, I will be glad. I might
Yeah,
even buy it. At least
I
try
don't.
to buy it.
I don't want crafting in an Assassin's Creed game. I don't need RPG stuff. I mean, it's okay, but I really don't need it. Just give me my character. The first level, I'm a noob, and the second level, I already know stuff, and then I'm just me. Then I have to figure out how to do stuff. And I want to do what you don't really do that much in the newer games. Sneaking up to my freaking victim, kill my victim, get away without being killed by all the other guys. And yeah, that's basically why I enjoyed Unity so much. Unity is still old school. Everything before Origins kinda used well,
I think
that
Syndicate
type of
already
gameplay.
ain't like that.
Yeah, Syndicate goes a bit more into action, but I still need to continue with that. But after Unity, I was kinda, for the moment, done with old school Assassin's Creed. But I started playing it. I started playing Syndicate before Unity, and I will go back to it because of a few stories that sound interesting and industrial England and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, Labor of Love, with the last patch in Cyberprank, they integrated ways that you can check out clothing and armor before you buy it.
You
You
can create a layer,
yeah,
cosmetic
you have
layer.
transmoke basically. So you have your armor, which looks like shit, but is good. And then you choose just the clothing that you want to look at, which
And
looks
again,
good.
after that patch, they said screw you to that game and left not even a core but support stuff to that game.
Yeah, it's just they just added stuff that was supposed to be there 2 years ago. So labor of love, no.
Yeah, labor of love my ass.
That's just cleaning up the mess that they produced 2 years ago. That's all they do. It has absolutely nothing to do with labor of love. It's just they have to. It's not like they're like, oh yeah, oh we love this game so much. Hey, here have a free let's just remember people. Okay, it was more a joke back then, but 16 free DLCs for The Witcher 3 with a lot of stuff like growing beard and hair and whatnot and stuff.
Yeah.
Same company, but well, they could have done the same with a few updates. Yes, they integrated new missions and new clothing, which looked really shit, and a car that was useless because you already had much better cars. So kind of pointless. I don't know. It's for me. Every other game, even Dota, would be ahead of Cyberpunk because, well, that game came out 10 years ago and they still work on it. So, not happy with that choice. Okay, and we come to the second last category. Oh,
And
we
after
almost
that
made it
we'll
in terms.
have an horrible mention.
Okay, so VR game of the year. I have to admit I didn't play that much VR and not that many new games last year. Still need to do a review of Blade and Sorcery, which I finally got. So let's see. Bone Lab. Bone Lab, well, I cannot say too much about it. Obviously physics-based, and it kind of reminds me of... There was another game also with Bone in the title. Bone Works, I think.
Yeah.
And I think they're kind of similar. I don't know too much about them,
Is
so...
it the same developer actually?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Just, as so often, similar name. Yeah, I cannot really say too much about it, so... But it's a VR shooter with melee and stuff like that, so... nothing really too new, nothing that you didn't see before. Green Hell VR. Well, I did only play the demo. I don't have it in VR, sadly, because even if you own the original, you didn't get that one. It's a survival game in the Amazonian jungle, and looks pretty cool in VR. But yeah, I only played the demo, and the demo was pretty choppy. Performance wasn't that good, but supposed to be pretty nice actually in VR. Among Us, well, I'm kind of interested, but I didn't really play too much of the regular Among Us, so I don't have that many people to really play that game with. So I don't know. I think that would have been a game, the VR and the pancake version. If I would have been 20 or so, might have been a whole different story. I was still playing in a clan with a bunch of people, so way more coping and stuff back then. But now, yeah, I don't know. But as a VR version, really funny and a cool idea. Making a 2D game VR, yeah, pretty cool. Inside the Backrooms, yeah, I don't know about that, to be honest.
They made a Inside the Backrooms Uncut and Inside the Backrooms 2. It's
well,
not like they spend a lot of time developing this game.
Well, it looks really fucking boring, and you basically just try to get out of a basement or something like that, or out of the back rooms. You're chased by a monster or something. Yeah, it just looks shit. I mean, if I look at that, it looks like an old school Half-Life mod. I mean, it's based on Half-Life, I think, but nah. Of all the games in here,
it's one of those forgotten genres. YouTube bait, nothing more.
Yeah, it's just nah. Okay, Hitman. I was super surprised. I was like, wait, that game has VR? How does that game have VR mods?
Me as well. I did not expect that to have VR support at all.
Nowhere, literally nowhere, they do any marketing for that game being a VR game. Seriously, I've never heard. I mean, I do know that there was VR version or mod or so, but that the game actually supports VR out of the box, nah. I have to try that. I'm not sure if or how I actually play games in Game Pass with VR, and if it's only third person, then I'm not too interested in VR. I mean, VR in third person does work.
No. If you would be able to play Hitman in first person in VR, oh no! That would be wild.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be different than the third person for several reasons. But yeah, in first person, then ducking and leaning and stuff like that really makes sense. Or sneaking up on somebody and hitting him with a syringe, or with the freaking piano. What's the term in English? Fuck.
Give a sec.
I know a different term, but
String.
not the. Huh?
String or short?
String. Thanks. Yeah, string. So yeah, that would be pretty wild. Yeah, definitely. But I have to check that out. I'm really interested. So I cannot say anything about it, but from all the games in here, it does have a shit ton of story, a shit ton of content. So yeah, I'm really surprised. That was the biggest surprise for me, to even see that in here. I was like, huh? What? Okay. So, dishonorable mention.
Yeah, we need a browser. If it will
Yeah,
work somehow.
It's already here. So, Gotham Knights came out last year, and well, spoiler alert.
It wasn't that good.
Well, besides that, but you're not playing Batman for reasons. So yeah, let's just watch that movie.
Yeah, you're not playing Batman for reasons, but we have this scene to remind you that Batman is old and boring.
All right, let's see. I didn't watch it myself, so here we go.
Video taken before his death has gone viral.
Stop that! Mr. Wayne! You have to leave!
What the fuck?
Wayne was known for his
Big content.
colorful antics.
So, that's the video Bruce wanted planted.
He knew how to make a cover story. The footage is supposedly from a GCPD sting operation. Exactly when Batman was last fighting Two-Face.
You know, I'd almost forgotten he used to do stuff like this.
The best part is, he did it so often, no one's gonna realize this is from a different night.
I guess now we have to find someone else to play sexy distraction for us.
Nope.
I'll do it. I'm great at table dancing.
Why is there so much fucking echo in there?
It might be because person
Wow, this video is really
recorded the
blowing up on
echo,
social media.
recorded the
it's a
sound
great idea.
with
Yeah, it's more like
on
filmed
the
off.
TV or something like that.
Yeah, really shit. Really bad. So yeah, okay. So Batman always did that in clubs. Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
that's
not only in clubs, and he did stuff like that all the time.
yeah. That totally makes no fucking sense at all.
And Warner Brothers want to push Batman-related game cause, well, before Hogwarts Legacy they had nothing at all.
Oh, yeah, I read a review about Gotham Knights. I was interested, and I read a review and I lost interest completely.
I wasn't interested, but when I saw this scene, I was like, nope. I was right to be not interested in this game. No, so much nope.
There's you have to get through the town with your bat cycle or with a car or whatever, and they apparently completely screwed that up. So the driving
Yeah,
is
I
just no fun in the
saw
game, and
a couple of clips with that. Oh yeah,
there might
and you
might be
also
fun in it,
must
but
glide with characters that don't have cape or wings.
how does that work?
Drone.
Let me flap my hands! Yay! Yeah, I guess super high tech mini wings right here in your axle or something, and
No,
like a
literally drone.
oh okay. Oh.
As far as I
Yeah.
know, Nightwing, at least Nightwing and Red Hood using drone.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I
Again,
haven't seen
after
a lot of gameplay for Robin or Batgirl.
the thing is, if they wanted too much in one game, as it seems.
Yeah.
So if they
And
would have
wo-
picked
one
less
more thing.
characters or something,
Would you be
maybe.
surprised if I'll tell you that this game was made by the same developer who made Arkham Origin?
Oh yeah, okay, that explains quite a lot actually. I really tried Origins. I know it, I mean, it does have the name to it, but it has literally nothing to do with the Arkham series at all. Nada, nothing. It's its own game. It's not even a real pre-story, and it's not a good game. If you never played any other Arkham game, okay, it might be acceptable. But if you did play all the Arkham games, okay, I still need to continue and finish Arkham Knight. But nah, Origins, you do feel it's a different developer, and no, I played it for I think 6 hours or so, and I couldn't continue. It was just it felt shit. Nothing felt like in the Arkham games for me. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, I get what you're talking about. I have exact the same feeling about this game. And the
Arkham-
problem is, I finished it!
No, I couldn't. I just
even
couldn't.
finished New Game Plus. I gave this game a chance.
Holy shit. Yeah, I mean, there were a few nice things in the game. I think in Origins you had that those side missions where you had to solve murders and find clues and stuff. That was actually pretty cool, but the rest, yeah, it wanted to be an Arkham
Compared
game, but
to Arkham City, it implemented really badly.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, nah. Origins, nah, to me, not a good game. Okay, so
Not even an Arkham game.
we are coming to the last category here. And wait, let me just show a little bit, not everything. So that was a bit too much. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Okay, so wait, let me. There you go. Okay, so the choices for Game of the Year 2022 on Steam: Dying Light 2, which still is only around 10 or 15 bucks cheaper. Still, after a while, it came out February, so it's almost out for a year, and you get it for maybe 20% off or something like that. Side note, because Forspoken a game that cost 80 euros was in key stores after release, on release day, for 42 instead of 80 euros. And that says everything you need to know about the quality of that game. That's just as a side note.
Square Enix might be a bit on the edge with this game.
Yes,
It's
not a
like
good-
not meeting a sales quota or something like that.
I hope and I think, and yes, might sound bad, but I hope that they go bankrupt thanks to that game. I hope they're done now, because
At least they would stop being a publisher.
I think I'm not sure about the numbers of sales on the PlayStation, but it costs 80 fucking euros on the consoles as well.
That's too much.
Um,
That's too much even for console players.
First, it's too much.
And
It's a new IP.
And it's not a deluxe edition for 80 euros.
No, that one costs 105. So, yeah, and that's just shit. I mean, normally console games are on average around $10 more expensive than on PC. So, yeah. But yeah, it costs 80 euros. But it costs $70 as far as I know. So we here in Europe get completely fucked over because seriously, nah, not any game on the planet, seriously, not the best looking game with 200 FPS on the highest quality is worth 80 fucking euros. From 80 euros, I can basically live 2 weeks if I'm not buying too expensive stuff, but I can eat and drink for 2 weeks. I can live from that. And it's a new IP. It's not like you get, and it's also not like you get a game like The Witcher with 170 hours of content, of real content with side quests, insane main story. No.
Around 80 hours and 120 if you include all DLCs.
What, for The Witcher?
Yeah.
No, with all DLCs, it's way over 150 hours content. I know that. But that's
because
it doesn't matter. You get over 100 hours for a regular game price, but you get 8 to 10 hours for 80 euros.
Oh yeah, and to be fair to Cyberpunk, you also get around more than 100 hours in Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm at over 200. Okay, take away around 50 hours for reload and all that kind of shit, but I still have way over 100 hours of pure content where I didn't do anything else than seriously just doing my mission and not wandering around. Way over 100 hours easily. And if you like, I am exploring a lot of shit, trying to break the game and things like that, you get even more out of it. Forspoken, I'm not sure if that includes all the side quests, but you basically have to do side quests to get better stuff. I saw Lyric played and he was around 4.5 or 5 hours in and finished chapter 6 of 12. And the requirements, Forspoken has the yeah, Forspoken has the highest requirements of any game that I know at the moment. Even higher than Portal RTX, which has the requirement of at least a 3000 RTX series, better a 4000. If you want to have the full package, you need a 4080. Forspoken, minimum is, I think, a 2000 series. I'm not sure, but you need at least a 3090 or so for recommended. Plus, and now comes the kicker, 150 gigabytes. If you want to play 1440p at 30 FPS, not 60, no. At 30 FPS, you have to install it on an M2 SSD. which in 99% is always the system drive. So the reason why they do that, there's a new technology. Direct storage. Direct storage is the fastest way to access files on a disk. And it has to do with a lot of stuff, with your RAM, the CPU and everything, and Windows. And that's, as far as I know, also the reason it can only be the system disk. Not sure if they changed it, but as far as I know, it's only the system disk. So yeah, if you want to vomit onto your NVMe SSD, which costs more than a regular SSD, and putting 150 gigabytes of trash on it just to delete it again, save that 150 gigabytes. Try the demo. The demo is 44 gigabytes. And with direct storage, what you get is kinda the feeling of consoles back in the day. I think on PC it loads faster than on the PlayStation. But you're supposed to have minimal loading times when you get in new areas and stuff. And to be honest, I don't fucking care. There are loading screens anyway. If I see a loading screen for 5 seconds or 20 seconds, I don't fucking care. There were games I had to wait for 2 or 3 minutes to load another level. That was shit. But everything that's below half a minute is good. I don't need to put it on my most expensive disc. so stupid. And yeah.
Also, you're not speedrunning it.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't really need that. And you still have loading times. It's not like you go in a new area or you go in a building, dungeon or whatever and have no loading time. No, you have loading times. But it's the first game, as far as I know, that uses that new technology. Do you need that? For the games that we have at the moment, I don't think so. It might make sense if you have a game like GTA, for example, where it does load the interior of areas or something like that. To get rid of those interior load times, yeah, then maybe it might make sense. But besides that, not for that game. Definitely not. So yeah, the demo has 44 gigabytes, gives you a really small area, as far as I can tell from the map. And the parkour is not too bad. It doesn't look completely shit, but it's really not a game to write home about when it comes to the graphics. There are so many more games out. We had several games in the awards. They all look much better. So, and you have textures that could be from a PlayStation 3. And it's not just related to the demo. You have that in the full game as well. So 44 gigabytes for a small area. You cannot leave because it tells you, hey, that's the end of the demo. It's an invisible wall. You can attack enemies behind that invisible wall. Don't ask. Try the demo. And if you decide to buy that game for $80 or even for $40 after you played the demo, you either have a super hardcore gaming PC or you're just an idiot. I tend to the latter, so... Okay, anyway. Stray... in the...
Before
Yeah.
we go moving on. How long to beat? Forspoken. Why did I close that? Story. 14 hours. Main story plus sides, 21 hours.
Nah, that's not a thing. It's way shorter. If you just play the story, you're done after 10 hours. I know. I've seen it. So at the end of chapter 6, it looked like the game was already done because you basically fight, I thought, the main antagonist of the game.
Well, how long to beat lists at least 14 hours of the content, and fastest in 2030. 20.
Yeah, but I think the 14 is including all side quests already.
No, just
You have
main.
you have collectibles and stuff that you can find, and special gold coins that you can find in chests, and chests are hidden in places and stuff. But I think if you just go straight through the story with nothing on the side, you're definitely done at 10 hours. No matter what. Even if you collect everything and 100% the game, you're around 20 hours for €80 game? Yeah, try to 100%.
100% is 30 hours. So yeah, for 100%, it's not that much.
Yeah, that's just it's just in a game where you have collectibles and stuff. That would be like Far Cry. If you want to 100% Far Cry, no matter which one, basically, besides the first, you get at least 40, 50 hours just because you have hundreds of freaking icons. Assassin's Creed, tens and tens of hours just for collecting all the shit that's lying around. So, yeah, nah, Forspoken is just a shit game. It's just, sorry, but nah. I'm waiting for Flintlock, and if they release Flintlock for a good price, and I think they might go around $40 or so, because it's from the developer of Ashen. They're still indie developer. And besides they already have experience with games like that. Developers of Forspoken on Steam, it links to the Square Enix page. So I guess it's their only and first game. The engine is the Luminous engine, and I'm not sure. I think that's the Amazon engine. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the Amazon engine. It can look good.
Developer is Luminous Production, and they're using Luminous engine. Luminous Studio.
Yep, that's the name.
No, it's a Square Enix studio. It's a Square engine.
It's their. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. That explains why the game is as shit. Because Guardians had still Marvel taking care of shit. Because it's licensed, so they had to go there and say, hey, here's the game. Is that okay? And if there's a reason why Guardians is so good, it's kind of surprising that Avengers is not good. So I don't know, but yeah, okay.
Avengers was.
So what Square Enix basically did, or hoped they will do, after selling one of the best gaming licenses ever, Tomb Raider. How seriously? How stupid can you be? You have a license, a gold license in your hand, where you know that no matter what game you release with the name Tomb Raider, people will buy it because they know that game for over 20 years. And they were like, we lost so much money, we need to sell that license because that's the only license that will give us a bunch of millions. They will never make another Tomb Raider game, which is so stupid on a new level. And then I thought, let's take a completely weird character nobody has any knowledge about, make all the voiceover and conversations cringe as fuck. Let's try to make that female character as modern and youth-like as we old fucks who have no idea about the youth anymore think the youth talks today. She says like fuck and fucking in every second sentence. And even though I don't mind fuck and swearing and insults and whatnot in a game where it fits to it, she gets transported in a fantasy kind of world where well, it's more medieval-like. It's not modern pew 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 lasers and shit. So oftentimes I saw that in a few conversations. They did that pretty good, actually. She says something and the other person just doesn't get what she's talking about. Well, she's from another time and another world and nothing fits together. And that's also a problem that I have. She's like a regular teenage girl or young female. I don't know how old she is actually in the game. But she's transported. She's a nobody. In the demo, you don't really see too much of the intro. So she's a nobody, no idea about fighting. And all of a sudden, she becomes that super sorceress, side flipping, front flipping, back flipping, shooting stuff, being the super badass fighter. Why? How? Why? It makes no sense. You're sneaking around with a neon glowing freaking cloak, which looks so out of place. I hate it. The others look good, but there's one which is, I think, the best, gives you the most perks and stuff, looks like garbage. Oh yeah, and she got a necklace that's glowing neon as well. So, okay, so, but if that's a studio from Square Enix, yeah, Square Enix 100% lost it. They're gone. It's over. Whatever Square Enix was, Babylon's Fall was Babylon's fail, and since then, it's over. I don't think that Square Enix will be around in 2 years anymore. I think they will shut down.
They still have Final Fantasy 16 to release. And Sony also secured that release for this year as well, as Forspoken.
I don't know anything they had in their contracts or what they were talking about, but knowing Sony needs and wants to make money. The PlayStation sucks ass. And if the PlayStation VR 2 is not a hit, and I doubt it will
I tell
be.
you one thing. Maybe PlayStation sucks ass, but according to news sites, Xbox sucks ass.
The Xbox sold more in Japan than PlayStation.
I know.
At least at one point. That never happened before. That never ever happened for Xbox.
I know.
That happened with this generation. And that, for me personally, and not just for me, also for them, is a huge win. And they make over $3 billion just with Game Pass. They don't need to sell consoles anymore.
There is a
They have
company to make Phil Spencer out of Xbox.
Yeah, what is that?
Like he's doing a bad job. Yeah.
What, then
For
him
some
or
reason, game sites pushing this narrative that Phil Spencer should go. And
yeah, I
Sony
didn't.
much better than Xbox.
Yeah, I didn't see that anywhere. Nah. If there's one CEO who knows his shit, at this point, it's definitely Phil Spencer. I mean, they learned so lot from the Xbox One release and what they did with that, and what he promised when they announced and showed the Xbox X and S on release. Pretty much everything that he said is a reality. You need no console to play Xbox X or Xbox S games. You only need Ultimate Game Pass. That's all you need. Then you can play the games basically on anything where the Xbox app runs. I can play any game on my phone. I can play, not any game, because not all games are in cloud, but you can play over 100 games. I can play console games on PC from the original Xbox, from the 360, from the One, and from the X. If you buy a new Samsung TV, there is Game Pass integrated. You just need a fucking gamepad, and I think that comes with the Samsung. You just need a gamepad, and you play on your fucking TV. Console? Pfft, for what? No, you need to pay monthly if you want to play multiplayer games anyway. So you have to get Xbox Live. Just get Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Yeah, sure, costs more, but you don't have to buy a console for hundreds of bucks. So you save that money. You can put that into Game Pass for a few years. You don't have to buy games anymore because, well, you just play them that are integrated. Hey, Baron, welcome.
Hi, Baron.
Oh, you have that? You have a Samsung TV? Nice. The Generation 2 controller for the Xbox One supports Bluetooth. That's what you need. You don't need an Xbox S controller, but they are better than the Xbox One controller, so they have a bit rougher triggers. For example, you have the bottom is also not as slick as they used to in the old controllers. But yeah, just need a Bluetooth controller. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And yeah, well, you need Game Pass for it, but pff, you can get Game Pass pretty cheap. So really, really awesome. So they did pretty much everything, and they keep on winning. And the only thing where the PlayStation can make money, and I don't see that happening, because the entrance price is way too high. It's $599, and I think it's 650 euros or so for the PlayStation VR without a console. So, and that's the only thing, because the controller the controller of the PlayStation with the haptic triggers, I didn't see it, but the battery, the rechargeable battery that is included in that controller is a fucking joke. It's seriously the fucking joke. It's just shit. It's tiny. It's really small. So, but yeah, if Sony is still the company as we know it, oh, they will definitely sue Square if they don't sell enough Forspoken, and I don't see that happening. And if they fail with Forspoken, the future of Square Enix being exclusive on the PlayStation might eventually change.
It's not really that exclusive, because it's on PC as well.
Yeah, but on console as well. It's console exclusive.
Yeah, okay.
So you need a PlayStation. If you don't have a PC, you need a PlayStation to play it. So yes, it's not exclusive completely, but it's console exclusive. And there will be a few games that will be coming out on both consoles, but from a studio owned by Xbox. And Sony already pissed their pants about upcoming Skyrim or whatever games from Bethesda, and Xbox was like, oh, no worries, you will get your games. And the stuff that we promised, or those companies promised, hey, we keep that promise. But do you think that it will come out at the same day on both consoles? Fuck no! Hell no!
We also don't know about prototypes that Bethesda and other studios was working before that, in secrets.
Well, I do know about a few things, and that's the stuff that they promised Sony, that they don't have to worry, they will get those games. There are games that were also meant to be exclusive for the PlayStation only. Maybe stuff like that still comes, but hey, Microsoft owns those companies, so they don't care. Okay, we sell it to PlayStation exclusive, we get our money. Sure, our users don't get the game, but hey, we get millions from Sony for the game. So, and if they release the game on both consoles, you can be sure that it will be at least 3 months exclusive on the Xbox. At least. So, you will always get the version first on their own console and then later on the PlayStation. And I think the most optimized version will always be the Xbox version. So
it also might be related to things that I told you about before we started the stream and basically not on this week, that Sony tried to push the narrative that they have most AAA releases this year, unlike Xbox. So apparently Sony should have 33 AAA releases in this year, and Forspoken is just the first of them. And
Yeah.
all of them have at least either exclusivity or timed exclusivity.
Yeah, some companies who used to do only Sony for their whole existence basically don't do that anymore. The developer for Beyond Two Souls and Detroit Being Human and stuff like that, they are not exclusive anymore. They skipped that. They were like, no, fuck it. We stopped that Sony exclusive bullshit now. So
Yeah, because with their games, they definitely need a wider audience.
yeah. Yeah, Baron, you can connect your PlayStation controller, but you want to play Xbox games, so you might want to use an Xbox controller for the Xbox app and games. Just
If
saying.
it works, it works. Who cares? Just different prompts.
Well, besides the prompts being different, you have 4 center buttons on the Xbox controller, but you only have 3 or 2 on the PlayStation controller. So yeah, it works, but well, I'm just also not a fan of the PlayStation. PlayStation controller for me. Oh, you have 3? Okay.
I liked DualShock. DualShock for
My
me,
hands are too big for that controller. That controller for me personally is a child's controller. The new one is different. The new one is bigger, but all the other PlayStation controllers are just, if you compare it to an Xbox controller that I can actually hold comfortably in my hand and having everything where it needs to be, the PlayStation controller is an ergonomic hell. Always. The very first Xbox controller was even more shit because you only had the buttons for the D-pad basically and no stick yet. While the Nintendo 64 had an analog stick, so it was
you mixed
way ahead.
PlayStation and Xbox.
No, the PlayStation had buttons on the left side.
You said no. When you said before Nintendo, you said Xbox instead of PlayStation.
I think I said PlayStation. Anyway, the Xbox didn't come out at that time, so there was no Xbox when the N64 was out. Yeah, get the Xbox controller. It's just... You want one? Yeah, but I don't... I only have 2 Bluetooth, and I learned that when I stop testing for Xbox, I have to send it back. So I don't even have one then. Okay, back to the awards. We went kind of off topic for the last half hour.
Oh yeah. Before going back here, looks like first impressions of Dead Space remake already out there.
Really? Isn't that supposed to come out in a week or so?
No, it's came out today.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people ain't happy.
I'm not surprised. Wait, did it come out on Steam as well?
Yes.
Nah.
Open
What?
Steam and you'll see big banner for Xbox. Dead Space.
No.
Up.
There is nothing on the Steam start page. That's why I'm so surprised. Wait.
The heck? What? Why? Give me a second.
Maybe I have it. Maybe it's on ignore. I don't know. Oh, it actually came out yesterday. What? What? That came out yesterday? That's a fail. Sorry. How did that come out yesterday? Okay, let me check if I take the ignore away. That came out yesterday? Wow, okay, that's a fail. Okay, yeah, it was because it was on ignore. That's why I didn't see that.
Even I can see that, and
Yeah, but if
we
you ignore a
banned
game,
from
you
this.
don't see it. No, you don't see it if you... I guess when you ignore it, yeah, if you ignore a game, you don't see it.
I can't even put it on ignore.
Not? Why not?
It's unavailable in our region because of EA.
But you see it in Steam.
Yeah, I can see this big banner, but I can't open it.
Ah, yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, Baron, take
Alright,
your time.
enjoy. Yeah, we are pretty much done with the stream anyway, so...
Almost.
Let's... Oh, no, wait. That was the wrong window. That's the right one. Okay, let's get back to the awards so we can finish that. Because I have to go shopping and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, okay.
Okay, Game of the Year. Stray. I mean, come on. That game has what? Like 15 hours or so?
I wouldn't tell that it's wrong that it's 15 hours, but for
Something
me
like
it's
that.
not a Game of the Year material.
Nah, definitely not. Well, it doesn't always have to do with the size of a game or how long you can play it. For me personally, it kinda is. Game of the Year has to be so good that it is motivating you more than any other game out to play instead of all other games. And if you see it like this, if a Game of the Year on PC must be the best of the best with everything in mind. Story, audio, visual design, consistency in the design, good stories, hours and hours of content. A short game, for me personally, can never be the best Game of the Year. It's impossible. Game of the Year means the best of the best. Not the average one that just won. No, the best of the best. And Stray is not the best. It might be the best adventure game that came out last year, but not enough content. Nah, it's just not...
I wouldn't call it the best, I would call it just a good game.
Yeah, it's not a bad game. It's a good game, but it's... All the other games in here have way over 30 hours of content. All single game in here has up to hundreds of hours. I mean, you can play Dying
with
Light
Call of Duty,
forever.
it's mostly online.
Yeah, but still, you
Yeah.
do have a campaign, which is a few hours, but it is a multiplayer game mostly, and you can play it for hundreds and thousands of hours, and people will play it for thousands of hours. Dying Light, in the first one, they had several events every few months, so you get new content, new weapons, new stuff. You can continue the game after you're done with the story and you finish the game. You still have side quests, challenges, and all that kind of stuff. Elden Ring has hundreds of hours of content if you want to. If not, well, you can be through the game in 80 or 90 hours, but you basically miss 3/4 of the game because, well, it lives from the side quests and exploring and all that kind of shit. God of War, super linear, but if you have a shit ton of content, I have over 30 hours in the game and I'm not done yet. I'm maybe 2/3 into the game. I don't know. So yeah, every game on that list besides Stray kinda makes sense. Call of Duty, I don't know. Actually, the campaign is relatively long in Modern Warfare.
If you compare it to average Call of Duty campaign, maybe.
Yeah, it's well, it's a remaster of the original from back in the day.
No, it's completely different story. The same way with remake of Modern
It's
Warfare.
not exactly
It's
one
a
by
completely
one.
new story. It's not even the Modern Warfare story.
Well, the first was. It was updated
not.
and some stuff was changed. Yes, it was.
Completely different story. Completely new story.
Okay, I looked it up later because I read review and yes, it's not a one by one remake, but it is based on the original game and story and updates
the
it to the
name
new
only.
time. Yeah, I have to look that up again. Then I don't know. I didn't play it. I'm not interested because I played the original, so I don't have to play that shit again just in
I
a modern
played
setting.
the original. I saw the summary of the first Modern Warfare 2018.
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know. Normally, I don't have an issue with playing soldiers in wars and stuff, but at first I've been in so many virtual wars that I don't even know how many, and yeah, having a war going on right in front of our doorstep, kinda, country-wise speaking, I'm not really motivated in killing people. I have no issues in killing monsters and shit and maybe assassinate some guys in Hitman or Assassin's Creed, but yeah, I don't know. Military shooter. I've played so many over the decades. I played all Call of Duty games until a point, and I think I've seen it all. So,
For me, the last one was original Modern Warfare.
I think the last one I started playing, but it was kind of boring. Was, what was it? Black something. I don't know. Came out a few years ago, but I played a few hours. Yay! Yeah, military shooter. I've seen it all before, so I wouldn't mind a game like Bad Company Part 3, for example. That might be different. Bit different story, and that was a pretty cool game. Anyway.
That's mean that Battlefield must become good again.
Battlefield?
Yeah, Bad Company. It's a Battlefield.
Yeah. I mean, Battlefield is over. I still have enough time to play. I think it was Battlefield 4 that had a bigger campaign in it, but I didn't even play the campaign for free. So, nah, they killed Battlefield with Part 3 when the German post office decided to not deliver the game on time, even though it was in my town. So I had to wait for 4 days or 5 days to get the game that I pre-ordered to have it on day 1. All my friends that I was supposed to play with were already level 12. So I have, I think 4 or 5 hours of game time, and I paid, well, not full price because I got it from the UK, so it was a bit cheaper for me. But yeah, nope, I did not touch the game anymore. Anyway, surprising, and I'm happy that the people had a brain. Well, Elden Ring was just the game of the year in so many different awards. It got several awards in the Game Awards, and yeah, it's definitely when you do like that kind of game, fantasy setting, melee fights and stuff like that, it's a must-have game. It's definitely a must-have game. Dark Souls, those maybe not, but Elden Ring, yeah. I mean, there are ways to make it easier for yourself. There are mods that make it easier and stuff. So, if you're worried that it is too hard, but you're interested in all the story and lore and whatnot, get it, install easy mods or whatnot, but play it. This is really awesome game. So, looking forward to the next From Software game, although actually not that much. What is it? Armored Core,
yes,
right?
Armored Core 6. And that's also an original from Software IP.
Yeah, that's true, but I think it goes in a different direction than the games people know from them. So,
Well, if you
Not-
compare it to Armored Core, then not.
well,
I'm
yes,
not.
but people expect a Souls-like game from them.
I'm not expecting from Armored Core to be Souls-like, but I expect
No,
it to be really hard.
that's exactly what I mean. People will not expect a more tactical strategy game. Those who know from software just from Dark Souls, they will be pissed. I know that already. They will have wrong expectations. Trust me about that.
Yeah,
Because first I
trust
thought,
you, but
"Ooh,
it
yes."
can be the same thing as with Sekiro. People looked at Sekiro, and people who wasn't into deflecting, they was like, yeah, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I think I've seen some boss fights and a sort of the final fight in Sekiro, and that's one of the main reasons I didn't continue with the game anymore. There's a fight where you literally cannot miss any attack of the enemy. Otherwise, when you get hit once in, I think he got 3 or 4 phases, every phase insane. If you get hit once, it's over. You do it all again. And that's something I really don't like.
That sounds like a final boss, because only final boss
Yeah.
has 4 stages. And
Yeah, it was the final fight, and I saw it in a speed run, so that guy knows how to play that game.
oh, he basically didn't pick any of the health upgrades. I get it.
Yeah, whatever. It's insane, and
Yes, it's
it is
insane.
off-putting me. It's off-putting me so much from that game because I already know that boss will be impossible for me to do. There is just no there's not a tiny bit of error that you can do there. I mean, I'm not supposed to do anything wrong in Elden Ring either, but the fights are not that long, and you normally don't get killed with one hit. Yeah, well, I do sometimes because, well, I'm an idiot. I play against bosses that are 10 levels above me, so. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting what people will expect from this game. It looks fucking awesome. I mean, holy shit! When I saw that trailer,
For me, it's giant mechs, so I'm already sold.
yeah, I mean, what we kinda need, there is not really a good mech warrior like game. It's the one game that gets the closest to a really good mech warrior game is Titanfall 2 for me, where you actually fight not just mechs but all other kind of enemies. You are also outside of your mech, which can fight alone, and all the mech warrior type of games have a lot of emptiness in their levels or in their worlds. A handful of mechs that fight against each other. I don't know. So yeah, this looks way more action packed and more interesting.
Well,
And
yeah, I get
yeah,
it.
kind of what we expect. You know, it would be like having a Transformer game where you have one Transformer and just regular enemies, no other Transformers that transform while you fight, and you know that being in the action is kind of missing in most MechWarrior type of games. So it's gonna be interesting, but I think some people might be kinda surprised and maybe annoyed that this is not a Souls-like game.
Some people was annoyed with Sekiro, but Sekiro didn't get that much backlash.
Yeah, it's different to Dark Souls, but it's still a Souls game. So
But
we will see.
by a stretch. But yeah, all I need to see is a gameplay trailer for Armored Core. That's all
Yeah,
I
and
need to. And
I
this
think we will
do-
not see that for the next 1 or 2 years at least.
Yeah, maybe. But looks like they planning to release it this year.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it says coming soon, but I would be super surprised if that would come out this year. I don't know how long they work on it already, but I don't know. But they have high quality standards, so they will not release it if they're not happy with it.
Yes. And
So that's their games might not be perfect when they come out, but they are mostly. Yeah, sure, games have bugs and stuff, but they're not unplayable, and the core is always there. It always works. So they have a relatively high standard, and yes, they do have Bandai Namco as a publisher as well, but their name is there as well. So it's kind of corporated publishing of the game. I don't know really how that works, but I think they have way more to say than if somebody would do that just for developers. So you have a deadline. So I think they will release it when it's done.
yeah.
So
And again,
I guess we will
all
see.
I need to see is a gameplay trailer. I know who to not trust cinematic trailers, even is from
Yeah.
from software.
Yeah, I mean the trailer is just kinda giving you an idea about the world and what's going on in that world maybe, and some idea of the in quotes characters that you will encounter and stuff. So yeah, it's okay, and it definitely worked. I mean, everybody was like, "Whoa, what?"
There's a bunch
Because
of Big Mac beating the shit out of each other. What's not to like about it?
yeah, and I mean, then you saw From Software, and oh,
And
because
2023.
that name still stands for high quality. So, and they just won the best game in a shit ton of categories in the Game Awards. So they know, hey, we need to step up the game again. So yeah, I think that's gonna be really high quality. From Software, for me, is on a level that Blizzard used to be.
Yeah, From Software, one of the not
It's
a
they
long list
definitely
of developers that still stand with quality.
Yeah, they're on the peak of what is possible from a company. Just like Blizzard back in the day, you knew something comes from Blizzard, it will be awesome. It will be working, it will be good, it will be there for years to come, and that's the same with From Software. You basically, if you're fan of Souls games, well, it's a no-brainer. You see From Software, you know what you get. So, and you know, well, CD Projekt was on the same level. They're not anymore. They basically jumped headfirst from that mountain where they have been sitting really nicely and chill and relaxed with Witcher 3 in the back and everything. And then they fucked themselves over with Cyberpunk.
And as I told
And-
you, with Witcher 3 and Witcher 2 and Witcher 1, their games never was brilliant
they
in
were all-
technical fidelity.
They were all bugged at the beginning.
And
like
at
pretty
the
much.
start as well. Witcher 3
Yeah.
also bugged as
Yes.
well.
It took weeks to fix it. It took them years to fix Cyberpunk. That just speaks for itself. Witcher was fully playable from the start, from the get-go, without game-breaking bugs, really.
You still
Performance,
can soft lock yourself in Witcher 2.
Yeah, maybe, but you can do that in other games as well. But Cyberpunk, for me at the beginning, and I played it for quite a while at the beginning. I mean, I went over all the bugs and all the shit, and I made fun of them and everything, but from a player's enjoyment point of view, it was one of the worst games I played in my entire life. And I include Fallout 76 into that, which is by far technically better, and we all know how shit Fallout is. Seriously. And I hope that Microsoft will do the right decision and give Obsidian Fallout again and let them make a full-blown Fallout game. Bethesda? Nah.
Obsidian still
Nah.
working on Outer Worlds too.
Yeah, I mean, Bethesda comes out with Starfield next, so... And after Starfield, I guess they might start with Skyrim? Or Elder Scrolls 6? Because people expected it to come now, but we basically get Elder Scrolls space with Starfield. It's Skyrim in space, basically, but yeah. Whatever.
They released Skyrim so many times that I'll be surprised if Bethesda make anything besides Skyrim.
Well, there will be Elder Scrolls 6 one day. There's no question about that. I mean, there's literally no platform they didn't release, re-release, and re-release, because we have 3 different versions now. I think I might actually start playing Skyrim in Game Pass, because that's where the 10th anniversary edition or so is. Because I'm one of those people who didn't buy all the DLCs because I wasn't interested, so I didn't get the enhanced edition or whatever it was called for super cheap. No, I only got it for like $5 cheaper, so I said, hey, fuck you. I'm not gonna pay for that game again. So, yeah.
Yeah, same with me. I only have vanilla.
And I did play it, but I watched Stereo Rage play it so much that I didn't continue my playthrough of Fallout 4 anymore, because I know everything about the game. And I have no intention to play it on my own anymore. Skyrim is basically the same. I've seen it so much on stream that
I beat Skyrim,
I think
but I have no intent of beating it ever again.
I have huh? Wait, is it huh? Skyrim with Y, right?
Yes.
Huh? Where's Skyrim? What the fuck? Oh, here. Oh, yeah, okay, I was looking for Skyrim, but it starts with the Elder Scrolls. Yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, I have 17 hours in it, and I played it the last time over 8 years ago. Fuck. Yeah, I could have played it by now. But yeah, last time I played it, I had over 100 mods installed, and I don't know. I mean, maybe I played in VR, but I don't think so. I just found out that I have this game, which costs 17 euros, and it's a VR game. I never even realized that I have that game. So it's a puzzle game. I have to play that one day. I already installed it. It came out 4.5 years ago, or a bit over 4 years ago. And I was like, huh? Where do I have that from? Normally I have that in categories and everything. I have that in no category, so I have no fucking idea where that comes from. So yeah. But that's just on a side note. Yeah, hey, we made it through. We only took almost 3 hours.
That was a shorter list than the previous one.
Yeah. But we also talked about a lot of other stuff, like half an hour, so.
Yeah, maybe.
Alright,
more.
well, I can switch to, well, now I need that button here. I can switch to the end screen already, because, well, you're not on screen anymore anyway. Okay, it finally loaded. What the heck? All right. So no plan exactly when we do the next stream, but that's true. But I think it might contain a little bit of more knowledge about Forspoken. Let me actually see the reviews. Still only 2,000. That game came out 4 days ago. So I think most people lost interest after they saw it on streams. If you read chat was on all streams that I watched, chat was basically like, huh? What? That makes no sense. I'm confused. What is going on here? Why the fuck is she swearing all the time? And seriously, you don't hear fuck as often in GTA 5. Seriously. Yeah, exactly. The hour or two that I saw in different streams from that game, yeah, that beat GTA by far already. Wait a second. Okay, wait. I have to switch back. Wait a second here.
What did you
They
saw?
just they kind of promote what they did different in the PC version,
Oh.
and I'm slightly surprised. PC features highlight all game footage. AMD. Okay, graphic customization. Yeah, I don't see that much difference here, to be honest.
Different shadows.
Yeah, okay, the hair is a bit smoother and all, but okay. Smooth performance with AMD FSR2 support. Smooth performance. I had to tone down a few settings. I activated DLSS.
Right. Apparently, when you're getting to the end screen, my voice ain't heard.
Oh yeah, okay. I need to fix that until next time.
Yeah.
Okay, so performance, I played it in 1080p, reduced performance, activated DLSS, and I got maximum 42 frames. And it dropped down in fights to 9. I played Doom Eternal.
Numbers of frames.
Yeah, I play Doom Eternal without bigger problems with 60 to 140 FPS easily, maxed out on the best quality possible in the game. So yeah. Okay, I have to fix that view again. Oh god, seriously. God, I hate that. Okay, let me take this away. The animation, that's in the way. And right keyboard. Yeah. Oh my god, can you fucking stop changing that when I move it? Holy shit. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay, so performance in this game is trash. It's absolute garbage. And yeah, like I said, Doom Eternal on Ultra Nightmare options, which is the maximum. I can play it up to 140 FPS. I have 60 or 70 when a shit ton of enemies are around me, but stuff is exploding, stuff is flying around me. I rip apart enemies in the gore kills and stuff. Looks much better than this game, but okay. Yeah. Smooth performance. Nah. Those flips. Oh my god. See, okay. I don't know exactly when.
Can you rewind a bit? I wanna see that scarf again.
No, that's a cloak. That's not a scarf. It's a cloak.
I just wanna see what type of flips this cloak doing.
So when I saw Lyric play the game, he was dodging and doing stuff. He basically just flipped around. And might be okay every now and then, but if you just see her flip around like a super gymnast, no, it's just no, just no. And that's a constant thing. The flip that you see, she does in all directions.
Basically, it's her dodge.
Oh, you mean? I see what you mean. Yeah, the cloth physics get kinda wonky when it hits the bag.
I'm pretty surprised they picked this moment to put into the trailer of PC comparison.
Yep, that's really stupid. You don't show a glitch in a trailer. That's asset flipper level of doing shit. Yeah. That reminds me of that one game that I played not long ago, where one of the characters was dead, but the part of her clothing was going all over the place because it was stuck on a pixel somewhere. That's basically what happens here.
Oh yeah, like when physics of the corpse starting to act up.
Yeah. It's like way too much wind is there.
They could at
So-
least move the camera in from to the side or in front of her.
Just do it 20 times and get a different outcome because it's real time. So just do it as often as you have to get it nicely looking and not shit looking. So ultra fast loading times with Samsung SSD support. So what does that mean? Does that mean when you have any other company
I have a
SSD?
better question. What if I have Samsung SSD, but it's not NVMe SSD? It's SATA
That's the
SSD.
next question. That's the next question. That's the first time I've seen anything about Samsung SSD support in this game. It's the very first time. That's why I show it in full screen now and check it out completely, because I saw that earlier. I was like, wait a second, what? Nowhere does it say Samsung SSD support. It just says you need to install it on an NVMe or M2, whatever size and stuff. But
Well, M2 is port.
insane. So yeah, I've never seen anything about Samsung SSD support. I mean, I don't care. I only use Samsung, but
Yeah,
still,
that's stupid to say the least.
and it doesn't make any sense because Samsung isn't doing anything different. They kinda use similar or the same controllers for their discs, so that makes no sense.
Okay, 32:9, fair.
Let me slow clap for that. What is special about that? That a game in 2023 has fucking wide and ultra wide support?
Because
Is that
ultra-wide
something?
screens ain't common.
Yeah, it ain't common, but I can show you a shit ton of screenshots from a friend on Steam. He has a 32:9 monitor and he plays most games in that resolution. It's nothing to write home about.
I can
Even
launch Quake first, original
Yeah.
and not re-release, and show support for 16:9. At the time when 4:3 was a common thing.
and 10 by 6,
Yeah.
16 by 10, sorry,
Yeah.
16 by 10. and not 16:9. Exactly. So, yeah, that if this is something that you need to promote your game with, your game is shit. If that's the one thing you have to tell people, oh yeah, by the way, you can play it also on your monitor that you're supposed to play it on. Oh shit! Oh, okay, that was really fuck.
Water.
Well, never mind. I just dropped something down. So yeah, congratulations. You can get. I mean, this game doesn't run smoothly in 16:9. If you and 32:9. If you do the math, it's exactly double the size. I mean, this will 100% be unplayable on the majority of PCs. Seriously. Because if you have that monitor, you don't have money for a $2,000 graphics card. Because that monitor already costs $1,700 or so. This is what they... Yeah, obviously you cannot use a PlayStation on a 32:9 because I know maybe 1 or 2 TVs with that size and nobody buys them. Makes sense for movies because then you have no bar at all anywhere, but... Wow, yay, you have widescreen support. Woohoo! What else do we have? That was it?
Looks like
okay.
it.
That was basically what you get on PC. Oh yeah, perfect. Mwah. Thank you. So, this is the cloak that you wear in the game. Again, you are in a medieval kind of world. I don't know how that cloak or the nails are explained. The demo just pushes you in after a short intro that tells you, hey, you get to another world through a portal or whatnot. I don't know. So, there's one game that I know, only one game, where I know that you can change the nails.
Cyberpunk.
And no. And where it is kinda... I think you get perks that way as well. I don't know. But it's... or the first game that I know it had it included was She Will Punish Them.
Oh.
Which is a highly sexualized action game. And you have dessous and lingerie and all that kind of stuff. Toenails, fingernails, you can change those. Then I went into the demo and I was like, what the fuck? Okay, in this game, since you use your hands for the magic, the nails, and what I didn't understand, the demo doesn't explain it to you, but you kinda have a different person in you. And you can switch magic between Frey is her name, and the other dude. So you have 2 different kinds of magic. And the nails give you perks or upgrade several of those attacks.
Excuse
So
me.
you can either have... Yeah, it's basically like rings or something like that in other games.
Why not use
So-
rings? Why don't
Well,
don't use?
It's
freaking
okay.
rings?
I don't mind about the fingernails. Not at all.
It's
Um,
against the aesthetic. It goes against
Well,
medieval aesthetic.
well, those, yeah, yes, but the nails look different. Those, I guess, are the best. I don't know. You have regular stuff as well, where you have just 2 colors. One nail is white, the other one is beige, and they just switch between those. Or you have maybe a little skull on it or something like that. They all kind of work, and it's kind of okay. It's a different world. It's not our medieval times, so it's not knights running around and shit like that. So it's different. You have magic, so that's okay. But you do have sneaking in the game. And the one, I think it was Lyric, you have people around you, just like you had in Unity, for example, or in Assassin's Creed games, where you can hide in between people, but you literally fit in those people. It was a relatively dark area, and you had to sneak around to get to a character or something, while you were glowing freaking pink, purple, green, yellow. The colors change on that. It doesn't stay that color. It changes over the whole rainbow, just like the nails, basically, in this case. And no matter whoever is standing there, you don't even have to look in that direction. You would see in the corner of your eye, oh, there's something neon glowing over there. That's not normal in our world. Let's check that out.
Yeah, that's something neon glowing around there.
See, look at that shit.
The light.
And I'm not sure if that was integrated because of Sony, because I might be wrong, but that's the Spider-Man icon.
Yeah, you might be wrong, but let's say it's because of Razer and forget about it.
It is the Spider-Man logo.
Spider-Man logo has a lot of iteration.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the thing. But if you look at it, somebody in chat said it, and I was like, okay, fuck. You cannot unsee it once you see it.
Okay, maybe.
So I want to see one that's closer to this one. I mean, they are definitely, it is definitely, if it's not supposed to be, it is 100% inspired. I mean, they look all like that. I mean, they all go in the same direction. So yeah, I think that's kind of the Sony thingy. The nod or the bow for Sony giving them the exclusivity. And look at all the colors. I mean, maybe they show it for a bit longer. Yeah, that's the necklace for that. So, oh,
Pink.
Fuck you, Square. Fuck you hard. Fuck you so hard. You're a piece of garbage, trash, asshole company. This looks so shit. I mean, it looks it looks so out of place. That's just a pre-order. Okay, that explains why the streamers had that, because they got the game for free. Still hated it. They were not that explicit about it, but they did. You see when somebody enjoys it or not. And Lyric streams without a cam, so you don't even see him. So those are just for pre-orders. If anybody pre-ordered this
edition, basically.
If you were one of the people pre-ordering this game a few months ago, I hope you hate it. I really hope you hate the game, because you cannot refund it anymore. I hope you hate it. And I hope you enjoy your butt ugly bullshit cloaks. Oh, that looks a bit different. The logo up here. That looks a bit different.
Yeah, you basically can't tell without looking at this
Yeah,
logo
it's
separately.
It's kind of hard, but yeah, it's different. They changed that a bit for the game. It looks similar, but it is different. Yeah, it's a different icon. So if I would have seen this and then the game and what the game is about, I would not have pre-ordered it because
same cloak.
I'm not sure. The other cloaks fit all into the game. They all look what you would expect from a game like this, but nah. They don't have it in screenshots because it's pre-order items, so.
Yeah, but
if they would show it in here.
Square used to have this infographic,
Oh, you mean this one? Yeah, then nah. It's a deluxe edition, and pre-order doesn't show anymore.
Okay, they deleted.
So, nope. Streamer show. Yeah. Was a shit show mostly. Those are the ones streaming. Okay, so you don't name anybody known worldwide. You name people I've never heard in my life.
Of course,
Who
they're
are those
gonna
people?
promote Japanese streamers. Japanese company promoting a
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's also the reason why I don't know them, because Japanese, I can't Japanese, so
at least one of them is talking English. One
yeah,
mixed.
she is talking English and Japanese, but that's about it. Jamon? I have no idea. Yeah, they're all Japan related. There's no lyric, there's nobody for the West. Yeah, sure. Why tell us, the Western community here on Steam, why tell us streamers that stream in English so we can enjoy that? Fuck you, Square. I hope you burn. Seriously, that company, I hope they're gone in a year, because they have no reason to be out on the market anymore. They lost their game years ago. Guardians a year ago was the last good game. Square is over. Square is done. Seriously. I think some people from CD Projekt actually went to Square Enix to finish the next company. Wow, seriously. And this game is just trash. I mean, we can just click on the reviews. I still don't know why she enjoyed that game. But yeah. Red, one not red, and then the older ones that nobody cares about anymore. But yeah. A lot of people were like, nope. I hope that they also refunded it again, but... And this, releasing a game like that for 79 euros is cheeky. Yeah, any game for 79 euros makes no sense. Why do you pay for that? Very much not worth full price. Wait for 50 on or more of sale, which still makes it a regular price for a normal game with 40 or 45 euros. Still overpriced. It's not worth even 45 euros. So, and the requirements. The CPU is the only thing that I kinda don't understand why I actually meet that requirement. 24 gigabyte of RAM, where most people still have 16. Some even have still 8. 16 is enough for pretty much every game. 24, well, I have 32, so I don't care. Graphics card, 3070 up. And 150 gigabytes on an M2 SSD to reach 30 FPS in 1440p. On the minimum requirements, you get 30 FPS, and it's not locked to 30 FPS. You can unlock it. That's not a problem. 720p with a 1060. I can play Doom from 2016 on this graphics card. Literally this graphics card, maxed out with everything in 21:9 resolution with 60 plus FPS. No issue at all. And it uses, including all the multiplayer bullshit I don't need, 90 gigabytes. A bit less than half, a bit more than half of this for much, much more content. I mean, Doom 2016 is, I think, 10 plus hours or so to play through.
Well, depends on
Eternal.
the difficulty level.
Yeah, true. But no. My first initial hate and dislike of this game was just proven right. And for 80 euros, there's just... This game needs to be absolutely picture perfect. 60 FPS on 1440p on a 2070 with the best looking graphics possible. Even then it would be overpriced. But no, there's absolutely no reasoning for that price for this game. None. Zero. There's nothing. They didn't have to pay for a license. They didn't remake or remaster a known IP. They didn't release something like Uncharted with 2 games in it, which costs 60, I think. Oh, 35? So you can... okay, it's on sale, but without sale it's $50. But at the moment you can buy Uncharted for you and gift it to a friend and still save $10. And get epic games with hours and hours of fucking content. Who is the advisor for Square Enix? For this game, I would have told them.
Because he's the one who
Yeah.
wants to make games at least 70 or 80.
I mean, on the Xbox and PlayStation, games also start to cost 70 now. But I don't fucking care. It's a fucking console, so we're on PC, so I don't care. But 80 euros, no, no. Back in the day, here in Germany, the most expensive game that I remember was 40 German marks back then, which without inflation and price changes and everything, would be half of it in euros, so it would be 70 euros. That was really insane. That was in the 90s. But you did receive a book, not a manual or something. A book this thick with, I think, 700 or 800 pages or so. If you read that manual, you could go into a freaking real plane and fly that shit. It was literally a pilot's handbook with all you need to know about aviation and becoming a real fucking pilot. A printed book with over 600 fucking pages and like 15 discs or something to install it from.
Oh,
or 10, I don't know.
boy. That's a lot.
That made sense to ask for a lot for that game. It was the most expensive game. Every other game cost like maybe 50 to 80 marks. On consoles were more expensive, but none was that expensive. I almost fell from my chair when I checked out the prices from back then and I saw how expensive this was. So yeah, but you had discs, a package, printed manual, everything. You had marketing, you had to put it into the stores, ship it there, and all that kind of shit. And you paid for all that. That's okay. Now you have a pure 100% digital product. There will be physical copies as well, but if I paid 80 euros for a game with a package, I received goodies like pins, statues, maps, whatnot. Back in the day, that was just regular stuff. They just said, hey, okay, cool, they buy our games, give them a t-shirt, give them a map. When I bought the tape for Last Ninja 2, there was a ninja mask in it. There was a paper map in it. The game is not really big with big areas, but you had a printed map. Standard, there were a collector's edition. Those were just games. And now they have millions more gamers and they just rip us off with every single fucking game now. And this is just the peak of bullshit. What Cyberprank was shit in quality, this is just shit on every other level. And the quality. So yeah, no, this game might be a 20 euro on sale, 30 full price, but that's it. That's it. That's definitely it. Shadow Warrior 3 was overpriced, but well, it is kind of fun game. Not what you expect, but anyway. Okay, I definitely need to get ready to go shopping.
Yeah, and it's late for
And
me.
really late for you, exactly. So now your final words before I go to the end screen.
Fuck Epic.
Yep, and if you hate 2K, there's only one way for you to get 2K games working without the launcher, you have to buy them on GOG. If you're clever and if you like to hurt companies when they do shit, don't buy them at all. Skip 2K, put them on your block list, put them on ignore. Skip that company. That company is as same as Square Enix, they're gone. Square Enix doesn't have their own launcher in their games, but hey, they will start with that bullshit this year. Listen to my words, Square Enix might integrate their own launcher. I'm just pulling that out of my ass, but seeing how shit they are, they copy the shit from companies, not the good stuff. They copy shit. So 2K decided to put in all their games a launcher and basically make the games unplayable. So you have to pirate them or not buy them.
Use demos.
Yeah, use the demos, exactly. Use the demos, enjoy the demos. So don't give them money anymore.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, if you have no other way, there's no other way. But for me, there is no other way for 2K anymore. Bioshock, if they release Bioshock, I don't care. If you want to play a game that is like Bioshock, which will come out soon, that was the wrong letter. Atomic Heart. Yeah, it's also a game, $60, but I expect a lot of content.
Say, ignore this game.
Atomic Heart? Why?
My reasoning. So no good one. But there might be a problem that this game might have a division logic when it comes to enemy design. So you need to kill enemies for minutes before you can progress.
Also, like wave shooting parts or something?
Yeah, something like that as well.
Yeah, okay, I don't mind too much about that, to be honest. If it's done logically, so you get into an area and something behind you breaks, so you cannot get out of it, and you have to fight until you can get to a switch or something. Yeah, but hey, it's gonna be on Game Pass, it's already pre-installed. I don't fucking care. If it's shit, I deinstall it. So, but Focus Entertainment is still doing good stuff, so I have hopes for that.
Developer Mudfish.
Yeah, but there's not one game these days that is not influenced by publishers. The publisher gives you the money, the publisher publishes the game. If the publisher doesn't like what you put in the game, they will tell you and they will let you know. Trust me about that.
Basically,
that's why a lot of games...
Atomic Heart.
Yeah, a lot of games have been worse when they were released than they were when they were showcased because of publisher interventions. So, or shareholder interventions, Cyberprank. So yeah, you have to listen to those who give you the money, and Mundfish is not the one who having the money. That was Focus. So
it's Microsoft,
but
it's not Focus. It's Microsoft. Microsoft gave them the
Focus.
money. Focus have publishing right for Steam and only for Europe and America.
Yeah, but they're not Microsoft owned,
Yes.
right?
But money for development was given by Microsoft.
Okay. Well, Microsoft does have a high quality standard, so yeah, I kind of have hopes for that game. I will see in a month, because that's when I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play that on release day. Alright, well, anyway. Lothar, thanks for hanging out, as always. Hey, as always. Yeah, you have a good night. It's past midnight, so goodbye, good night, Lothar.
Good night, everyone. Goodbye.
Alright, and I'm gonna just say my goodbyes, basically. I definitely need a break now because, yeah, I'm already kind of holding back for an hour or so. So, I'm not sure I'm gonna stream later. Let me actually check that. If, yeah, I'm not sure. We might do a movie night today. If you want to get into that movie night, wait, let me actually post that link to our Discord. But then I definitely have to take a break because I'm invite people. Let me post that here. Copy this. Okay, if you want to see what's the title? Everything every time. I don't that weird title. What is the title of that freaking movie? Shit. Everywhere, everything. No, what is the freaking title? Fuck. Yeah, everything, something, 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 something. That kind of weird movie that's all over the place with dimensions, times, and whatnot. We're gonna watch that on Live to Support today, so it's not my Discord, it's Live to Support. Let me do a shout out here as well. Live to Support, and we do have to plan another stream, another charity, so we can push that channel a bit more. So please join the Discord, and if you want to watch that movie, movie will start at 3 p.m. EST. If it didn't change anything again, because we wanted to watch that since Wednesday. So yeah, be our guest. The movie is provided by Omega. He bought it, I think, on Google or something. So yeah, if you want to see that, feel free to come by. We will hang out in voice, muted, but we will type in chat, so we can complain and say something about the movie. So if you want to see that, do that. And I might stream afterwards. I'm not sure about that. But yeah. So this was number 38 of the Digital Homicide Streamcast. Much longer than expected. I thought we ended 1.5 hours earlier. Okay, I need something to drink. I need to go to the toilet. So yeah, that's about it from me. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed. And good night, Lothar. And times on appropriate. Greetings, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.